So, right. That's curious. I'll have to get used to that. Hello. How is everybody? I don't even know if I'm actually live, considering I had to set a time for this, and not sure how it's handled. In case you're curious, oh boy, things are different. Things are a bit weird. If you can see this right now, okay, never mind. Somebody did just say, hello, hi Trucker Nation, welcome. We have no music playing. That is illegal. That is illegal. In case you're wondering why I am just tremendously confused. Well, over the weekend, actually I think it was just yesterday, I got an email saying that classic streaming was dead. It was gone. They had taken it away. Everybody had to assimilate to the new streaming situation, the new streaming norm. We must continue to praise Lord YouTube. And I did not like that because I enjoyed former streaming. I understood it. It was pretty simple. This is not as bad, but it required... It's the same stupid website, but yet it required me to essentially reattribute a bunch of shit. And yeah, I had to do stuff. I had to do things. I hate doing things. Doing things are for people who do things. Do I look like a person that does things? There, now we got some music going. So hello, hello, hello. Hi to all. Hi to everybody. Please check the video resolution. The current resolution is yak yak. What is all this nonsense? Which is not optimal. Well, thanks. Thank you for that lovely piece of information. Can I change my resolution live on the fly? Let's find out. I should be able to. Don't mind me, I'm just getting overflowed with information that is kind of unnecessary. Okay, so what did they declare to be optimal here? Oh, I have to turn off any outputs, change video settings. Well, I don't want to do that. So what? It's suboptimal. We're here, we're live, we're doing stuff. We're doing stuff. Anyways. Hello to Trucker Nation, hello to Maru, to Static, to Blackwater, Mark, to, well, I unfortunately will not be able to state your name, sir or madam. I am unfortunately not a master of the language. My apologies, but hello to you. I am glad to see you here. Happy that you came out. Static. Oh, you might have to self-isolate because someone went and got some symptoms. Oh boy. I was a bit worried about that myself whenever my aunt and uncle were in last week because my aunt was sick. They had just been in Indiana for a couple of weeks and she had like cold/flu-like symptoms that actually caused her to be in need of getting a test for COVID, but I guess that must have come back negative. She's older, so she and my uncle and really both of my parents are in the age range that's most affected by all of this, and it has caused, you know, a majority of the problems and all of that. You know, they're part of the demographic here in America that has gotten hit the hardest by the disease. So naturally, they were extremely worried. And the funny thing is that you can believe it's not a scam and still, support that one dude with the weird wacky hair and the weird colored skin. It is possible. So a lot of the people that are yelling scandemic and all this other stuff are dumb. Two weeks of not going anywhere is it's not bad. I'm actually not going to lie. Whenever the quarantine first hit, I pretty much didn't leave this place for like a month. Mostly because during the first part of it was that I was sick. I developed a pretty bad upper respiratory infection right around the time whenever the quarantine demand hit, so it was kind of convenient timing, I guess. I don't know. Like, I had just been told that I wouldn't be able to come back to work, because work was going to be shutting down. It was one of the things that was shutting down. And the next day, whenever I woke up, I felt atrocious. I felt like ass. So basically, I helped, get the place sort of like packed up or like, closed up. And then the next day felt like dick. And I actually had that infection for like, oh god, it was like a month and a half. Principally because everything else would clear up, but my breathing wasn't exactly the best. And they were concerned because that was one of the, one of the main things that was associated with the COVID. But they never tested me because I never had a fever. So figure that out. But I kept telling them. I said, "Listen, it's springtime. I get allergies, and it does make my breathing a little wheezy because I am asthmatic and I smoke. I do a bunch of stupid stuff that I shouldn't do." And they really should have just been like, "Oh, well, okay, you're just a moron," and just sent me on my way. I'd have been fine. But they wanted to err on the side of caution, and really at the time I was happy for it because, last thing I would have wanted to would have been to have COVID, considering it was, it affects the lungs a good bit, and my lungs are probably already not that great. But anyway, hi Tyler, welcome. Gunler, hello. Scott, nice to see you. Pencil Pen, Mike. Yeah, I'm not sure how many of you read the John Finberg, or the article about John Finberg. I don't want to say he wrote the article, because he sure didn't. If he would have, there would have been a lot more obscenities, blatant racism, and he would have been trying to hit on every woman in his, blog audience, whether they were underage or not. But holy crap. I'm going to be as vague with this as possible to protect some people, because that's the best thing to do in this situation. But I not only have some contacts within the CKN-iverse that knew this asshole. He knew John Finberg, or at least had an interaction with John Finberg, and said that right from the start he was a shit human being. I remember him posting about it and not knowing who Finberg was, because I don't give much shit about the I don't give much of a shit about agents or bookers and folks like that. Like, that to me is only meaningful whenever something comes out. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, only whenever it comes out that something's gone on is whenever I kind of really care. So, obviously I care about this, but the one Jen had been talking about the name, and I didn't really understand the name. He had given a suggestion about things. I think he had suggested him for one of the douchebag of the year lists, and I searched for information. Nothing had come out. Nothing had been confirmed. I wasn't going to go based off of just one dude's word of mouth, because that makes it seem like, oh, well, you just have a personal vendetta against the guy. Well, obviously that wasn't true, as we know. But also, somebody who I know, someone who's actually quite close to the channel, based off of a story that we covered many, many years ago, had direct interactions with Finberg to the point where this person is actually one of the aliases, or one of the people with an alias in the article. Hi, Mr. Immortal. Hi, Bass in Your Face. Yeah, I did check out the new Deftones. It's pretty good. I like sort of the tone that they went for, but I will also be the first to admit that I feel that I'm going to be listening to Koi no Yokon and Diamond Eyes a little bit more than I will be listening to Ohms. And then I'll be listening to the album. But I do like it. It's a good album. Deftones seldom fail. They seldom don't deliver. So, they're one of the most consistent bands to come out of sort of that, popular scope or that popular universe from the 1990s. To sort of emerge from that pack, and I think it's principally been because they have maintained their own identity. But yes, I happen to know somebody, without even realizing it, that was directly affected extremely negatively by Mr. John Douchebag. So, yeah. That guy can go to the non-fun, non-heavy metal version of hell and get pineapples stuffed up his ass for all of eternity. The only thing that he gets to ride his mustache or a bunch of dicks. May the man get absolutely everything that he doesn't want. Starting with the fact that his career appears to be very much over. He's being dropped left and right by just about every band that he represented in North America. I'm hoping that every band or anybody who is looking for representation or booking or whatever has looked at this article and has kept a close eye on it. Remember the name. That way they can deny working with that. There are people in there that would refuse to. They would refuse to book their bands with other bands that happen to either be represented or being booked by Finberg or had any sort of relationship with him at all, which is interesting because it makes me wonder in the past how many tours that maybe they went off without a hitch. They happened obviously, but what kind of tours we could have had? Like, could have been an even bigger or better looking tour than that what we got? Could it have been a true super lineup of 3 or 4 bands? It seemed like one area of representation that he became a little bit known for was sort of like that European power metal / more sort of like ethereal scene that, and again, female fronted, which is a little creepy. Like it kind of goes along to show you, quality of character or what, he was really after. I have the shittiest name. Yes, I don't. What's up, man? How are you? Hey, last day breathing in eternal snow. I have been doing this for a long time. I thank you. I thank you for all the support. I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody who's here. I appreciate everybody who's been here throughout the course of the years, man. This has been a lot of fun, and it continues to be fun. But am I watching the debate tonight? No, I don't. I will not be. Principally because it's going to be a train wreck, and we all know it. My freaking unfolded blanket. Just realized that was still in the background. It's a little cold here today. Like yesterday it was 80 degrees. Today when I walked outside this morning, I was wearing shorts and a t-shirt and took one step outside and immediately came back inside. I took one step out and came right back in. So, yeah, that was a change. Not to mention that kind of hurts. Cold definitely is not the best for my legs. It is not best for my bones, so I'm just like, whatever. You get a family friend from Kentucky and invite you to join a Biden for Kentucky Facebook group. With the Facebook stuff, I won't lie, Static. A lot of the stuff that I see there, I think those are folks that are, at least if it's the same from whenever I started the CKN page, they're just going to like every person and inviting them regardless. Like there was an en masse way that you could just invite everybody on your friends list to something. And at one point it was just, you just go over there and you just clicked invite, 10,000 times, and half the time you didn't even read who popped up. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was a situation like that. Unless they really, really think that you're going to come all the way back to Kentucky, register to vote in America as a non-American citizen, and just vote for the fuck of it. Just try to sneak in. What about Kitty's clawing chair? So far, so good, Maru. I'm not going to lie, it's been better than expected. Only one or two of them have really tried to transition from one chair to the next with that bad habit. I'm trying to break that habit with them in ways that I don't necessarily like, Like I've never really been one to like slap them away or, try to just take their paws off. I try to do it in a constructive way where if they do that, I get their claws off the chair and then I bring them up to me. But stop that very quickly, considering it's sort of that's building its own reinforcement that, hey, if I claw this chair, I'm going to get rewarded. So now if they claw the chair, I detach their claws, I reprimand them, and they can't come up with me. I will, and if they do jump up, I put them right back down. You know what I mean? So it's kind of gonna be a little bit of a battle, but it's only been like two of them that have gotten that have not been respectful toward that. So naturally, I'm trying to handle that on a case-by-case basis. Yes, Steelers are 3-0. That Texans game, that first half was kind of slop. But man, whenever I saw how that second half was handled by our defense and everything like that, I just have to feel really, really good about it. The Texans being 0-3 is actually more about, that's the bigger surprise, honestly. I was actually talking with Evil Toad, as we talk football on Sundays in a group chat. What was interesting is that he was talking about how the Bears hadn't faced a team yet that has a win on the season, and I thought about it for a second, and the Steelers haven't either. But at least with the Steelers, the teams that are winless are kind of surprising, as opposed to being, good teams, or instead of being like just bad teams. The Giants aren't expected to do much this season, and I thought that they would play a better game than they really showed. But with Saquon going down, I don't see them doing very much. I'm thinking 3-13. Denver lost Drew Lock, who was a huge part of their plans moving forward. Not to mention they also lost a wide receiver. So Denver's season is looking like it's going to be a bust that doesn't even have a chance to get off the ground. And then there's the Texans, who have gone 0-3 and made it to the playoffs on two different occasions. So the Texans have a good team, but they have holes, That's all that is. But, soon enough the chair is just going to be, where I'm sitting. So they're going to be more interested in jumping up. The only big deal, Maru, is whenever somebody else is already up here. Christmas can be a very jealous girlfriend. So if I'm hanging out with my best friend Nemo, or even if it's one of her own children, such as Blazy or Ember or even Cornell, she'll get finicky. She'll want to be the one that's up here. Christmas wants what Christmas wants. What's even more impressive is that, Mittens will jump up here and lay down on the chair solo, but he will not sit up here on my lap. He immediately wants down, and Pippin will lay up here on the chair solo, but mostly if I put him up on here. Like, he doesn't do it himself. I put him up on here the other day just have him, to introduce him to it, because he hadn't really interacted with it much, and he fell straight asleep and slept on it all night. So I basically rode the couch. But it is what it is. I have heard the new Deftones album, R&S. I think I'm going to be listening to some of the others a little bit more, like Koi no Yokon or Diamond Eyes. But it's a decent album. I like the fact that they do continue to sort of evolve and innovate and try some different things. This one had a little bit more of that sort of like shoegazy vibe in some parts, of course with the Deftones' aggressive edge. So I did like the album, but out of the ones that have been released in the 2010s, this will probably be the one that I listen to the least. That could change though, so you know what I mean. Oh, oh yeah, that's the thing. I spend a lot of time in this chair. Like, this chair is the place where I spend most of my time, since it's in my office, and this is my command center. This is my workstation. So anytime that I'm not here, if I have to go out for any reason, or if I'm working on something in another room of the house, I always come back to a cat laying on it. So it's it's just what you expect. It's what happens, and you address it if you need to. If I don't have anything that's pressing that I have to do at that moment, I just let them sleep. I find somewhere else to be, or that's what that couch is back there for. If I'm just listening to something, I can listen to it from that couch. I have speakers. It's not like I'm bound by headphones like I used to be. So, how many cats do I have? I have 7 of them. I have 7. Initially we had 3, and then we took in a mama that was pregnant that was coming to our back porch. And she actually had her babies while we were streaming one day 2 years ago. Back in August of 2018, I was doing a stream and went out for a break, and she was having her kittens. Hi, Lauren. How are you doing? JT Hard Rocker, have I ever heard of Skillet? I have. I'm not a big fan, if I'm being honest. Nothing necessarily against them. I find them a little monochrome. Just not something that I dig very much. But they have gotten a good sense of popularity. They've gotten radio play, so hey, good on them. I'm not gonna knock them for getting themselves over. Hey, Beer Hound, cheers from cold, slightly chilly Pennsylvania, southwest Pennsylvania, and rainy. It's dreary today. It is very, very dreary today, and this would be like a bad mental health day if I were over at the Hell Apartment. This would be the exact type of day that I would really loathe, because it would be gloomy. It's not raining hard. So it's not like extreme weather. It's not something that I can approach with a lot of excitement and be like, ooh, what's going to happen? I'm not excited. I wouldn't be excited for checking my rain gauges and doing all the weather reporting stuff that I do for the weather service. But over here, I think it might be because I have a covered porch, whereas I didn't before at the Hell Apartment. It's nice just to sit out in it. Just nice to sit out there. Yeah, Chiefs are 3-0. I did not call that. I would have... The score result was around what I would have expected. However, I expected the teams to be flipped. Have you heard of the group Chevelle? Of course. Yeah, we used to have Mango in here. She was one of the former regulars, who I think is focusing a lot more of her time to writing and her career. But she was a huge fan of Chevelle. Whenever she would request songs and donate for songs, they were almost always Chevelle tracks, because she was a major fan. She had a lot of different groups that she was part of, fan groups. Hey, Alex, Miguel, all these new folks in here. Thank you so much for stopping out and saying hello. Eel. Can you send the link to that Spotify playlist? Which one would that be, sir? Is that the 1180, or are you talking about the 2020? I have one that's just 2020 albums. I have one that's a lot of albums from like 04/05 and backwards. We're going to be doing a collective playlist that we're going to build as a community. It's going to be called 100,000 Tons of Metal, which may actually have more than 100,000 tracks. I don't know. Hi, Justin. From the Caribbean. Man, you're living the life right now. You're in the place where I wouldn't mind being. See, I like the warm because whenever it gets cold, my bones kill me. Like, I have pre-arthritis. I have had bad knees and a bad back for about 12 years, maybe even longer. So, dude, I need to get to a place where it's warmer, and I need the vitamin D, because, man, I'm vitamin D deficient, and calcium is not exactly easy for me. You just want a lot of albums. I'm going to drop both of them. I'll drop both of those links for you, brother. We'll do the 2020 releases first, because that's all stuff from this year, and I can guarantee you that there's a lot of stuff missing. So don't kill me if your favorite band is not on here. But we'll do 2020 albums playlist first. And that's that right there. And then whenever it comes to the 1180, there's 2 playlists involved with this. So I'll give you the first one because that's the one that has the most tracks on it for right now, but it'll just cut off. So basically all I'll tell you is the minute that you finish up with that, listening to all 9,800 songs, then I can give you the other one. Oh God, since you were 25, I am so sorry. Am I going to listen to Metal Blade's album stream? I do not have to, actually. I do not have to. I have a promo of it. So I can listen to that tonight if I wanted to. I've been behind, however, because it's been a really, really busy release weekend for us. The Punishment Dude, the 1180. I will use visual aids for this because it's much, much more fun. So, back in 2004 and 2005, Century Media Records used to make available, like you could send out for them to deliver to you a catalog of everything that they had to offer. So it wasn't just their artists or their friends from Nuclear Blast or whomever. It was everything that they could sell to you in their web store, it was a very vast web store at that point. My best friend and I would go through and we would select what we wanted, and it became sort of a dream list, which I'm trying to find the original paper versions of that, because those are a trip. Though I don't believe that I'm going to be successful in that without ripping this place apart. So the list that I got from this for those 2 years, I typed it out last year. It's 17 pages long, and you can see kind of how small the text is on this. So, I mean, there's a ton on each and every page. So, I decided that it would be a brilliant idea to find as many of these albums as I could on Spotify and build it into a playlist and listen to it all. And let me just tell you, I've had moderate levels of success. It says many albums missing. 11,700, I can't read my own writing. 11,378 songs in total from what I was able to find. It was 873 hours and 50 minutes at the start. Now, Spotify, unfortunately, things become available and lose availability seemingly like by the week on Spotify. I'm not sure if it's because like licenses run out, or bands decided they wanted to take their stuff off of there because of the shitty rates, or they just never put the stuff on there to begin with. But the playlist, I have made that available, where if I drop that link and you go on there, you can follow that playlist, and then you can actually go through it if you want. What I've been doing all year is that if I'm not listening to something new, or if I'm just, in the mood to sort of go back and turn back the clock. Now I'm having trouble getting this thing back into my binder. God damn it. I just pop on the 1180 playlist for a little while. Like right now I'm in the middle of S's, so I'm on Sabotage. So to give you a little bit of clarity, that's like probably 8,000. I'm probably about 8,500 tracks in to it. Yeah, it was a lot of work, but I'll tell you, whenever I get into a project like this where I have everything kind of mapped out, I have the whole list here. I know that it's 1,180 units, deep. I can kind of give myself a little bit of a, like it tells me where I'm at. It tells me how much is left. I can kind of do the math, and I can give myself goals. I didn't build this playlist over one night. I built it over the course of about a week. And if I couldn't find, I didn't go on major hunts for anything that I could not locate. So if I couldn't locate it, I did not try to be like a private investigator and track it down, see if it's listed under a different name, all that other, horseradish. I basically just moved on. And, maybe after I'm done playing all of the tracks, I'll want to go back through, rediscover which ones weren't on there, and see if I can play them like on YouTube or on other means, just for the fun of it. Or maybe I'll just let it be at what it is. Hey, Jesse, what's going on? Hey, Noah. Wow, I have a feeling I'm going to be talking about this new Deftones album for a lot. Or I have a feeling I'm going to be talking about this new Deftones album a number of times. Maybe I should have gotten Nightbot back active. I could have made it like an exclamation point Deftones that would have told you that to avoid repetition. I like the album, but I think I'm going to be listening to the ones from the 2010s a little bit more. Gore, Koino, Yukon, Diamond Eyes, etc. I do like the direction, but, I think it's like an 82 out of 100, which in my previous settings would be like, 23. It's a good album. There's nothing wrong with it whatsoever. I wouldn't call it a bad disc. The one thing that I felt was kind of missing from that album that I really loved from a couple of the previous releases were those soaring Chino Moreno vocals. Whenever he did anything that was soaring, oh man, that's the way to make the old Deftones horny turn from just a casual stiffy to a full blown stain on your undies. But they've done so much, and they have evolved quite a bit from where they started. If you would have told me back in 1997, whenever a very young CKN was listening to Around the Fur and Adrenaline, that they were going to transform themselves into a band that they were just littered with atmosphere and slowed things down and focused a lot on just making you feel as opposed to necessarily pumping you up, I would have said, well, I probably won't like them then. Well, thankfully for all of us, people change, and I did as well. I was very happy. I have been very, very happy with the recent releases. New Benediction album. Benediction's never really had anything that's been too bad. They're a good old school band. I do believe Benediction's even on the 1180, if I'm being honest. It's been a long time since I've been at B's. I tried to chronicle everything. Hi, Curious Badger. And hello to Gestorius. A new dawn arises. Oh no. Are we talking the Swallow the Sun album? Oh my god, what in the world's happening? Oh, that's right. I need to bring up that thing. Wow, I've been a bad streamer, and I've just been talking with you guys whenever things could happen. Things could happen in front of me, and I would not even realize. But why is that glowing? That needs to not glow. Stop that. Don't glow. Glowing is for... I guess I should update this. We'll go ahead and restart that and update it as we're doing other things. Why not? I've already lost my place in the 1180, but I know it's somewheres. Oh, it's Countless Skies. We have a pair of donations actually today that I wish to acknowledge. Before we get more into to questions, we have $18 from Maru that says, Joe Bonamassa, why does it take so long to say goodbye? My Dying Bride, A Secret Kiss, brand new song from My Dying Bride. And Behum with Pasta Varp Hyacinth, which means from head to toe. This is a simple and beautiful pop song with good lyrics, which you obviously can't understand. Sorry! Or then again, not sorry at all. That was the most polite sorry not sorry in existence, Maru. That was adorable. Thank you so much. We will get to Joe Bonamassa, who I adore. Joe Bonamassa is amazing. He is actually in the top 50 over on Last FM. From my Last FM, I freaking... Yeah. The update series was extremely kind to Mr. Joe because there was a lot that I did not get the chance to scrabble. We played... Whenever I was working at the music store, we played the absolute piss out of Joe Bonamassa. So going back to like Black Rock from, I think that was 2010, and moving forward, we played a ton of Bonamassa, which always was a good day for me. Countless Skies and New Dawn was submitted by Meet Mun with a $44 donation, so we'll be listening to that entire album on the stream today. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. As always, we need to make a slight alteration to our thingy bob over here, to our tracker, because math is easy and what the fuck, that was the wrong thing. Whoops, my bad. Because math is easy and math is power. That is $62 right there. That's a 6 and a 2, which whenever you add that to 51, that makes 113. So we turn that to 13, and we turn this to 37 videos funded. Hey, we should talk about that momentarily. For all of you who are new, coming in, unfamiliar to what's going on, you're looking at this like this looks ridiculous. What's all this information? I'm so confused. Don't be confused. Don't be confused. I will guide you to success in this world and otherwise. We are doing what's known as viewer video mania. If I could put over my own idea. What that means is that any donation over $5, which donations for songs are $1 per minute, that gives you the opportunity to give an idea for a video. Whenever we get done with, or whenever one gets funded, then those ideas go to a poll, and the chat is able to vote on which one they think is the best, and which one will be transmutated from just idea to reality. And if you really want to be generous and really want a video and want to just basically circumnavigate each and every part of this, it's $100 to have a video funded. So if you drop $100, then your idea doesn't go to a vote. It's just yours. You just get it. We get the 40 videos funded. I'm going to give you 10 for free, which is going to be a combination of past ideas that have gotten to, that did not get the votes required to win, ones that I'm particularly fond of, and then I'm going to auction off a couple as well. So a lot of different ways for that to happen. If we make it to 50 videos funded, that's not including those 10 free ones. So if we get the 13 more videos that you see over there, then guess what's going to happen? Diabarathon. If you don't know what that is, look up Diabara. If you don't know how to spell it, guess what? I don't either. Just sound it out. I'm sure something will get close. And listen to a song. If you listen to that and you're not deaf, you may just have won the Publishers Clearinghouse. It's not. I'm not sure. I think you're at least entered. I think you're at least entered to win the Publishers Clearinghouse. If you don't know what that is, that's good. You might win money. No, I'm kidding. You're not entered in the Publishers Clearinghouse. That's all it took. I would just do this by myself, so I had like 75 chances to win. Very, very long albums. Speedcore, I think, is what it's called. It's some sort of weird industrial. It sounds like kitchen appliances having a war, then going to a rave, then having an orgy. But somehow, instead of this being 3 separate occurrences, it's happening all at once and on fast forward. It's weird. What if we magically get 100 videos? Then we're going to do Mersbo-a-thon. I've already laughed about this with Meatmun, so and Mersbo-a-thon may be basically that means I'm probably going to talk about sports for like a week afterward, you know, as I'm trying to recover all senses. So unless my sense of speech is, you know, completely debilitated to the point where it's no longer active at all, there will be punishment, and it will be great. If we magically make it to 1,000 videos, I will cut off a limb live. No, I won't. I don't know what would happen if that happened. If somebody came in here and dropped $10,000, I'd probably shit my pants live on stream and then hold it up for all to see. Top 10 worst now songs of all time is confirmed. That is confirmed, Mark. So, you know, we have that to look forward to. And that will also be one that will mostly, or not mostly, it'll be driven based off of the songs that I've done a video for. So the 11 Now albums that I covered in that series. So, for example, if WAP happens to make its way onto the next Now album prior to that video dropping, it's not eligible. No, I won't do that. I don't have to start an OnlyFans account if that happens. Come on now. Although, like, the only thing OnlyFans for me would be like, oh, would you look at that? I'm talking about this album while in the nude. Number of subscribers, 1. Who that subscriber is, we'll never know. And don't worry, I won't trace your information. It'll be our little secret. I don't know much about OnlyFans. I don't know much about all that stuff, so, I mean, whatever. But it's sure fun to joke about, you know that? It is sure fun to joke. Because if folks are making money over there, well, then good for them. You know, they found a way to do it. They found a way to do it. Yeah, that's why I'd have to do the OnlyFans. They also don't allow limb severance, so... Sometimes you have to get creative. Here's a Secret Kiss by My Dying Bride, the second of our 3 Maru-a-thon songs, which again, very, very thankful for. Helped us to this point. Oh, by the way, that also means that both Maru and Meatmun have the ability to give a video idea. Maru actually has 2 in the tank, so you can give me 2 more ideas if you wish. Of course, don't forget you also have the ability to defer that option to somebody else if you are tapped out of ideas or want to give somebody else a gift for no reason because your kindness bone is tingling, your spider sense is weird. I don't know. Hey, speaking of somebody who I believe has a video idea in his back pocket, I'm going to have to take a look onto this. My phone's just going stupid. I don't know what the hell's happening. $6 from Mitar. From Myth MS, I believe, is the YouTube name. If I am incorrect, please alert me to my savage stupidity. but do so kindly because my ego is fragile. I am but a humble non-celebrity. I thank you very much for that. 90 out of 100. What about that specifically? That one is a guaranteed video. Hey, Jason Butler coming in with the 5 euros. Says, please play Xenotopia by the Hirsch Effect. And hey, we will do that. And Jason, if you have a video idea, do let me know what that is. That way we can get you involved with a poll for that. I need to see if there's any polls we need to do. I'm sure that there are. I'm just wondering if there are any that are... I am right! Yay! I like being right. Being right is fun. Being right means you're not wrong. And yes, Myth, you actually now have 2 video ideas in your back pocket. And hey, I don't believe that kindness was just for fun. Thank you. An Abstract Illusion and Arcturus. Fantastic. Beautiful. Lovely. Yes, I love both. An Abstract Illusion's so good. But, think I'll be able to play it tonight? I don't know. We'll have to see what the queue ends up looking like, my friend. We'll have to see what the queue looks like, my friend. Is it possible to play Alarium Zaziggy! Words! Zaziggy! We'll play some Zaziggy. We will play some Zaziggy. Zaziggy. I need to also make sure I get Jason's up there. Also. Xenotopia by the Hirsch Effect. I feel as though I have talked about the Hirsch Effect before, but I do not recall. I also didn't yet get the opportunity to prelude that sneeze with a antidote about it. Worst to best albums for... Okay, rank them all for Persephone. Nice! I know someone who's going to be big time behind that one. Very good. I will lock that in. So I know someone who's definitely going to be voting for that one. Very, very good. I'm actually surprised nobody has trolled me yet with a certain album review for a disc that's coming out soon. Of course, me speaking words was stupid. But anyways. I wouldn't be very confused, Mike. I've been to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I would just be asking the curators, hey, where's Judas Priest? Or Iron Maiden? Do I like Knock Loose? I haven't really listened to much of them, so I don't have much of an opinion. Excuse me. Thought Catatonia was prog at one point. They kind of have that reputation because of some of the bands they're associated with, but they've always been more dark metal. So... Yeah, I've never really been... Like, I like the idea of them going prog, but I don't necessarily think it's something that's happened, if that makes any sense. I don't necessarily think that has happened as of yet. Hi, where's Mary? Where is Mary? Who is Mary? Oh. Worst deicide SFU. Oh boy. Yeah, well, that's that's a pretty pissy one right there. Hey, Anthony Lee Band. Anthony Lee, your band. No, you're not. You're fine. Band might be pretty good, for all I know. Can't be judgmental. That's bad. Those of y'all who just submitted a song, you will Probably have to hang tight for a little bit. We do have a full album that was requested in front of you. So my suggestion is to sit back, relax, and enjoy the music. If you do have to depart before your song gets played, just do me a favor and let me know that you have to leave. That way I will save your song for the next time that I see you. I don't like to play songs whenever people are not here to, hear them get played. So, like, for example, you saw that Meat Mun was asking about the 90 out of 100, which is The Astonishing by Dream Theater. We do have that to play. What has been challenging in getting that is the fact that it's a very long album. I don't stream for like 8 hours. I stream for 3, maybe 4 tops. So getting it in is sometimes a bit of a challenge. It's a 2-hour long, 2 hour and 10-minute long album. So, anyway, if you are unable to hang out, in time for your song to be played, just let me know, and I will save it for the next time I happen to see you in chat. Because I could, because if I didn't do that, then I could just simply say, yes, we played your song, and then never do it. You know what I mean? And I don't like that. I don't like being dishonest to things like that. That just pisses me off. But anyway, does Wild Run still edge out Disillusion with last year's releases? It does, yeah. I went back and I listened through Veil of Imagination about a week or so ago, and as much as I love The Liberation, something about... It's like a different kind of magic for Wild Run, is what it is. There are moments in those albums that just completely transform my mood. Like I could be having a terrible day, and I have a feeling that some of those tones would just be uplifting enough to turn my day around. As weird as that is. But also the music itself is just freaking excellent. It's wonderful stuff. It's such a creative album. They've been on a roll as a band. It was the first time I ever really got the opportunity to review them, have them eligible for the top 50, and they certainly did not disappoint. They did not disappoint whatsoever. When will bad song streams return? Well, that's something that I've said this for a couple weeks. It's something that we could schedule. We could certainly schedule a bad song stream. If y'all have a lot of bad ideas, a lot of bad songs that you want to donate for, we could maybe even do it with one of the final streams that we have in the Viewer Video Mania series. Either that, or maybe it could be a special one that we do directly after its conclusion. But yeah, it's that to me is it's something that can be done. But here's New Dawn from Countless Skies. Again, this feels... this band has always felt very, very familiar. I've been mentioned in someone's story. Well, how nice. I've seen that cover like 1,001 times, it feels like. I don't know if it's probably just from recommendations and things like that. What is my third favorite Opeth album? I feel like I'm taking a test. Oh boy. Yeah. What did you consider my number 1 and number 2? Like, what are your viewpoints of my 1-2, Meat Mun? Hi Richard, how you doing? How's it going? Thank you, Scientist. Great band. Absolutely great band. Another one of those groups that, I'm not going to be able to get to everything. I can't get to everything, even with some of the stuff that seems like it's obvious and popular and all that. But, it's another great find. I'll tell you one of the biggest reasons that One of the biggest reasons why I'm kind of happy that I'm not doing like reviews of every single album ever again is that, oh man, it's never enough. It's never enough. Still Life, then Blackwater Park. My Arms, Your Hearse. I think I'm going to put Ghost Reveries at number 4. Man, I've listened to the... In reality, My Arms, Your Hearse, if we were going by a different metric, via Last FM, the old mythical Lightbulb Sun Last FM page, My Arms, Your Hearse would actually have to be number 1 because I've listened to that album the most. You know, Scrobbles-wise. Of course, it's, you know, one of the out of the early Opeth albums, it's the one that has the most tracks on it. It's even taking away Circle of the Tyrant and Remember Tomorrow. Watershed's number 1 for you? That's an interesting pick. That's a really good, interesting pick. I like it. Watershed has one of my favorite all-time Opeth songs with Burden. I love that track. What do I think about the new Deftones or Oceans of Slumber new albums? Life Goes On. The Deftones one, I like the 2010s stuff a little bit better, but still love what they did. I'd give it like an 82. The Oceans of Slumber is excellent. The new Oceans of Slumber is an excellent disc. It's probably, you know, top 20 worthy, I would say. Then My Arms, Your Hearse versus Winter Sun self-titled. Oh, that's easy. My Arms, Your Hearse. Oh, Pencil Pen. Like, I'm not going to see everything. So what was the question? Just send me the question again, man. I'm sorry. I don't get to everything. I try to, but it just doesn't always happen. That's my bad, dude. Mabuchi, let me take a look here real quick. PayPal does operate on somewhat of a delay that I have noticed. So I wish to just look at this. Yes, I believe it's under a different name, the last name of Smith. If that is you, then I certainly have received it. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Appreciate that $5. That's going to get you eligible to request a Can I even can I freaking copy paste your name? Yes, I can. Oh, okay. This new interface isn't all that bad. This is actually kind of cool. I like it. Not really. Let's not get too carried away here, but it's not the worst thing that's ever happened. I want to make sure that I get your question in pencil pen. I'm going to take a look back here and see if I can find it. Best Exodus? Were you asking about the Best Exodus album? Because, oh man. Dude, that's actually a really tough question. Exodus has they have a lot of good albums. They have a lot of great albums, man. Oh my god. You're basic as fuck. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with being basic. Exodus, man. I really like the Atrocity Exhibition series. I love those. Man, oh man. Like, old school Exodus is decent, but, you know, I really like the stuff that I've heard from him in the past 20 years. Like, that's the thing. Like, I understand why Exodus became, like, a classic second wave of thrash band, but, like, the newer stuff's been great. Do I have any bands from New Orleans or just the South that I enjoy? I like that Exhorder album from last year. I do like Down, you know. I have a great deal of respect for Crowbar and a couple of bands of those similar distinction. That whole entire scene's pretty good. You kind of have to be in the mood. You know, I kind of feel like you have to be in the mood a little bit, but at the same time, not bad. You know what I mean? Hey, Brandon! The meme machine is here, as is Verikachid. Vicarage hidden? Vic is here. You're a Vic now. Hello. Very simple. The new Anolanath was really underwhelming. I hope that's not true. Because The Age of Starlit Return is just such an amazing song. Holy potatoes. And even unholy potatoes. Let's just include all potatoes. All potatoes matter. Damn it. All white, black, orange, scalloped, they all matter because they're all delicious. I haven't listened to a lot of I Hate God. I'll be honest with you. I haven't listened to a shitload of I Hate God. Like, not enough to fall in love with them. That would be one that I would have to do a little backtracking and check out a little more I Hate God. Because I've been told by many that I would really, really like them. Favorite Nuclear Assault album? Game Over. Game Over, man. Weirdly enough, like, I think whenever one of their comeback albums came out in 06 or 07, like, I was apparently, like, obsessed with them for a couple of days or, like, a week or so, because I hear about Fear Factory. I know that one of their members just walked out on the band. I know that they've had tons of legal issues and shit's just going ridiculous. But I don't know much else. Thoughts on the new Steven Wilson song? It's different. Like, this is going to be a very, very different album from Steven. And I think that's honestly fine, you know. He's kind of almost like going through some sort of like weird reverse history thing, or instead it's like history that's moving forward. I don't know what to call it. But it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool to see where it evolves. I don't know if I'm necessarily going to like sort of jizzle over myself like I did with Hand Cannot Erase about the new stuff. Personal Shopper's pretty good. A little weird. I mean, Sleaze is good too, though. Am I a Dr. John fan? I don't listen to very much, so I couldn't call myself really a fan. Oh, Slipknot? Where's Mary? I've gained more respect for them throughout the years, but I've kind of just come to the conclusion that as a band overall, they're just never going to be for me. You know? Like, I'm just not going to be part of the cool kids club. And that's whatever. I don't care. You know, I really don't care. That's fine. Ever heard of a band called Anemis? I have not, actually. I'll have to try to check them out sometime in the future. How you doing, Christopher? Salute to you, my friend. But, Testament versus Megadeth. Oh, man. Alex is such a great guitar player, but Megadeth was one of the very first couple of metal bands that really got me interested headlong in the genre of music, so I think I'm always going to have to go Megadeth. Though I will say, I think the Testament's discography has been, like, it's probably passed up Megadeth's as far as consistency and how solid it is. You know. You misspelled the track? That's okay. I'm sure we'll find it. I'm just using Spotify, so what I'll do is I'll look up the band. I'll just look up the Hirsch Effect if it's on there, and go from there. But I appreciate you correcting yourself. That takes a lot of guts. It takes some balls, dude. It's my favorite cover of a song. I really like Bridge of Sighs. The cover that Opeth did of Bridge of Sighs. I really enjoyed that quite a bit. I don't know if that's we call that my favorite, but that's the first one that comes to mind. That's the first one that comes to mind. You're bummed about Anathema? Yeah, you know, I am too. How's the second disc of the new Arion album? Was very, very good. Oh my gosh, the new Arion album is great. I feel like the new Arion is kind of like a battle within itself, where it's 80 minutes for 2 discs. It's got a decent, it's got a really good story behind it where I feel that they could utilize it easily for future albums. Like, they could try to, I don't know, like, they could incorporate it in other situations and it would work just as well as it did on Transitus. The story is a bit, I don't want to call it wishy-washy, but it feels a little more generic than some of the other stories that have been on previous releases. Like, it doesn't feel quite as interesting. Musically, it's great. Having Tom Baker on there is awesome. Everybody played and sang their parts wonderfully. It's an easy album to digest. I think it's an easy album to digest, if I'm being completely and fully honest. FBI Files Repeats comes through with the 59 SEK, the Swedish krone. Did you hear Kiko of Megadeth's solo album Open Source? I have not gotten a chance to get into scoping that out yet. But I do thank you very much for putting that on my radar. I will have to scope that out now. Like I said, for everything that I know exists, or just sort of take a chance on because of its existence, getting to everything, forget about it. Is this Insomnium playing? This is not. This is actually Countless Skies. We're playing the entirety of their album New Dawn. This is track number 4, entitled Solace. I almost said Solstice. Where's Mary with the $9.99? Just flashing the horns. That's what's up. That is what's up. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, you guys. Hey! Both the FBI Files and Where's Mary, you can offer a suggestion for a video that will go to a poll. Same is true for Mabuchi Koyama. I don't know if I said that right. So you can definitely do with that. About the AC/DC news, I think they should let it go. Yes, you were Smith. Very good. Well, Smith, Mr. Smith, you do have the option to toss me a video suggestion that will go to poll. Has to be pennies, I guess. No. Okay, so that I actually have to do math. Math is dumb. Anyway, let's do math. Let's do $16 worth of math. Yay, $16 worth of math. Doo-da, doo-da. Camp Town Race, let's sing this song. Oh, this is not a Looney Tunes cartoon. I feel like Kiko's album was one that like I read about. I saw on a big list. I saw a big list. And I saw that, and then like that was months before it came out, and once it did, I was just like, oh, sure. That's about the new Carcass material. I like it. It's not. They feel like sort of like throwaways from Surgical Steel. They were originally supposed to release a new album, but now it's just been reduced to an EP, so I'm not sure what the situation is there. I'll have to look more into it. I'm hoping that the stuff that ends up on the EP, which is a lot of the stuff that they've released already, stays on the EP and does not make its way to their next album. Because I'd be more interested to see what they could do with a full release as opposed to just a short EP. But yeah, Dirt was released today, huh? That's a terrific album. It's amazing. Oh, thanks, Meatman. How many Kids Bop albums are there? Too many. You can pick a vid. You can offer a suggestion, yes, and you can offer a suggestion, and then the viewers, whenever that poll is created, will vote on which one that they want to see. That is the deal. Yeah, so for those Yeah, for those of you who have the opportunity to suggest a video for the poll, that's Mabuchi, the FBI Files, and Where's Mary. What happens is that you give me your suggestion for a video. Whenever this video reaches $100 and everybody has offered their suggestion, I make a poll, and then those of you in chat, those are the people who decide which video in that poll is the best and which one will be made. Now I do have some, so you pick Curtain by Portal. Are you asking about song suggestions, or do you want Curtain by Portal to be reviewed? Like, what exactly are you asking, Where's Mary? Because you can also suggest a song. You can actually suggest a song as well. So if you want me to play Curtain by Portal, I can do that down the line. Yeah. Top 3 worst singers in the biggest bands. Very good, FBI. Very good. Okay, so you want me to play Portal by Curtain, or Curtain by Portal? God damn it, fucking shit, ass, balls. I'll have to fix that up in post. That's no problem. That is a lot of Kids Bop. But to be fair, they've also been around for a while. That was a video, so you can do. You get. Yeah. Is that the name of the new Portal album? I'm freaking lost right now. I'm freaking lost right now. Ah, you're looking at Portal from, or Curtain from Portal off of Vexavoid from back in 13. Okay, let me try this a little bit better, Where's Mary? How personal the suggestions could be so I won't blush. You can try me. I have the power of veto, just remember that. But anyway, would you like me, whenever it comes to Curtain by Portal, would you like for me to play the song here in stream, you know, later on in the stream whenever its turn comes up? Or are you looking for me to, you know, make a video about either that song or the album that it's off of? I probably won't be making a worst of 2020 list. Omaru? Oh, no, she ran away. Come back here. Come back here, Basie. Come back here, Basie. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. Someone wants to see you. Someone wants to see you. Someone wants to see you. There she is. There she is. Veto unaccepted. The BCI was really, really good. As far as score, so I am going to make a vid. It'll be, like I said, it'll be put up to vote. So yeah, I'll put you down for the album in which Portal is on, which is Vexavoid. I can do that. But I will also play the song. So I need to make sure that I have that down here in this. Oh my gosh, excuse me. Do I like Punk Goes Pop? No. No, not at all. What's on my 2020 Apocalypse Bingo? Let's see here. For October, I have Mutant Space Slugs. And I also have the coffeeing, which is the we discovered that there is a deadly fungus in pumpkin spice coffee that starts affecting basic white bitches. Yeah, man, that new Heathen album is amazing, Brad. One that I haven't really gotten the opportunity to talk about very much, but yeah, I really, really like it. I'd just be glad to get any videos. Yeah. I'm just checking to make sure I didn't miss anything from Mabuchi. Ah! There is one. The worst bands ever. I've done a video similar to that, but worst bands ever is a little less specific, so I'll have to do something kind of unique with that if that one ends up winning. My issue, not the best for you, and I had trouble with it, but it didn't really work for you to be able, and not just because we can see through the whole world of... Huh? Oh, what just happened? Love Exchange Failures, better pencil pen. Oh my god. I like Futility Report a lot. Don't get me wrong, but Love Exchange Failure took everything that they started with that album and made it better. Ignore it? I will. That was fun to read though, RNT. I gotta say, my issue, not the best for you, and I had trouble with it, but it didn't really work for you to be able, and not just because we can see it's going too fast. God damn it! Albums that connect you as a family. Nice. I actually kind of like that. I don't think there's gonna be many. If I'm being honest, I don't think there's going to be many. Mainly because, like, if this is able to also include, like, shows, I might be able to draw a link there. RNT, do not apologize. That was funny. I appreciate that. Are they putting up Halloween stuff up there in PA? Yeah. Yeah, they have been. The first one that I saw was in late August, so it's been more than a month. And I was just at Lowe's last Wednesday whenever I was going chair shopping, because I had to get a replace this chair, the former chair that I had with this one. And up there at Lowe's, they already had Christmas stuff out! Christmas! Not the cat. The cat's cute. Ugh. Music and show are fine? Good. Okay. Then I kind of really dig that idea. It'd be neat to be able to, like, even if I can't have them all on together at the same time, like, just to sort of do, like, two different shots where it's discussed a bit. There's probably going to be a lot of bands that would be really, really unsurprising on that, considering, or that will be very surprising on that, considering she's not really a metalhead. And it's very, very different. Do I have any Halloweenish plans on the horizon? I will probably be watching a lot of movies. Is what I'll probably be doing. You know, I'll probably be watching a lot of Halloween movies. It's kind of a tradition. Yeah, I want to get both my dad and my mom in a vid. They've kind of had a bit of a rough year mutually, both of them, with some of the health things that they've had to have taken care of. Right now, the Hirsch Effect is the first track post Countless Skies that we will get into, and we are currently on track 6 of 8, so we have 2 tracks after this, so I would give it roughly about 20 minutes, because the final 2 tracks are 7 minutes and 10 minutes, and then I'll want to, I'm just leaving a little bit of leeway time in case I have difficulty locating that, in case it's not on Spotify. So, just as a slight little update there. We're actually all caught up except for Myth. Myth MS, you have 2 requests in your pocket that you can toss my way. Goku, you actually have one also. Goku can offer me a suggestion from 2 videos ago. I still need to... I actually have everything I need from Blanky. We can actually run a poll today. It's going to be from a little while back. The album's great. I love this disc. This has been a lot of fun to listen to. Especially considering, like I said, I believe I've seen this in my suggestions for like a long, long time, and I can't remember whether or not I ever listened to it or what the deal was with that. I need to focus for a second. 1, 2, 3, that's 4 up. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Now this poll will not include anything from today. This is from an older video that was funded. The reason why we don't do the polls today necessarily is so you guys all come back. No, I'm kidding. It's mostly because we need to make sure we get everybody's decision, or if they decide that they do not want to participate, we need to know before we can do any of that. Excuse me. So we're going to make this a quick poll. We're going to make it a quick one. Quick turnaround. So it's about 5 o'clock right now. We're going to set this poll to end at 6 p.m. So it's going to be an hour-long poll. So if you are in the chat, this is going to be coming at you pretty quick. I'm going to shoot you this link before we get started. Christian metal band reviews. I probably have done some without even realizing it. But if you see that link that I just spammed in there, that is the poll. That's from about 4 funded videos ago where we have everybody's idea, everybody's suggestion. So the poll will look a lot like that, just a standard straw poll. This one in particular had only 3 individuals that were associated with it. Only 3 folks that combined together got the $100 required met. So definitely head over there and pop a vote. We've got 43 people in here, which means that we should have a ton of votes. I need to vote in this poll. Oh man, as much as I want to vote for that, I kind of just want to vote for that. That's what I'm going to do. Hey Blazy, what about you? Do you have an option? Which one do you like, baby doll? Which one do you like, baby doll? Which one's your favorite? Which one's your favorite? Take a look here. Take a look. Which one is it? Is the first one, the second one, or the third one? What do you think? What do you think? Tell me. The first one's pretty good. The first one's pretty good. Makes me think about you and me. Yeah, it does. It does. There's some great things that you've got. You've been the one that makes me happy, huh? You're the one that makes me happy. Yeah, you're the one that makes me. You make someone else more happy too. Say hi to Maru. Say hi to chat. Say hi to everybody. People are giving me this death glare like this is all that you want me for. That is so untrue. That is so untrue to you. Oh, the minute I move, she's like, oh, fuck this, I'm out. Well, don't tell everybody who you voted for, you silly. Yeah, silly. Don't tell everybody. Then again, this is totally going to be just like the American election. Everyone's going to vote, and then they're going to go to Facebook and be like, I voted for Mickey Mouse. I voted for Mickey Mouse. Well, you voted wrong. You're supposed to vote for Daffy Duck, or a really cool rock. Or Goku. Sure, yes, vote for Goku. Voku for Goku. Oh my god. What's wrong with my brain? Poll is up for an hour, so it will be closed at 6 p.m. It'll be closed off at 6 p.m. Okay, I thought maybe I'd missed something. I did not. Very good. I would vote him too. She has more important kitty stuff to do, yeah. You know, the more I think about voting for Mickey Mouse, I think it's a bad vote. I don't think much will change. I don't think much will change with Mickey Mouse. There'll just be a lot more, hey, look at me. Look at me, Pluto. I'm the president. I thought I've had this position for years. You know, just think of all the places I have. Disney World, Disneyland. Think of all the things I own. You know those superheroes you like? I own them, motherfucker! Have I been in the kitty's catnip stack once again? Oh. They have this carrot up there. It's up in the bedroom. Pippin especially loves it. I tell you what, I don't know if it's like slowly been like if all the catnip has been worn out from it or whatever. But that was like their favorite thing for 3 months. And they had a lot in it, you know, like this carrot had some girth to it. I forget where I bought it, and I need to find it. Because, or I need to find out, or, you know, just remember. Because I think I'm going to have to get them another one. And they also love little springs, like little spring toys that you can get at like Tractor Supply stores or just at like PetSmart or Walmart. But the problem with those is that they're so small that they hide them. They hide them under couches. And they don't, you know, they're not like super bright colors. Like they're pretty bright, but even with all that, they are kind of difficult to locate. And especially upstairs in the carpet. And plus, like I said, they hide them. So, as a result, the previous bag full that I have, there's only one left that I can locate. Excuse me back there. This is a closed set. Mind turning up the music a couple notches? Absolutely not. Can do. But anyway, this is actually the final track of New Dawn by Countless Skies. It's entitled Return. After this, we will get into the Hirsch Effect. Ow! Cream is either totally banned or on doctor's prescription over here is so stupid. That is how I feel about Vicodin. Not actually. Not actually. But, it does seem like the best situations that, or like the best solutions that are out there for chronic pain and other things tend to not last long on the open market without them somehow becoming extremely expensive or seen as bad. Seen as bad. God help our souls in November. Just God has long since abandoned us, Brandon, and you know it. Have I ever played Among Us? I have not. I have watched streams of Among Us. It seems really fun. It seems like they... was it made by the same people that did Town of Salem? Because it seems like they just improved upon like some of the shortcomings of Town of Salem. Yeah, catnip can't do anything, but watching cats on catnip, it keeps you on your toes. Because that first initial burst of energy that they get prior to them getting super sedated, oh, they go nuts. I play any MMOs. I don't play much right now, if I'm being honest. So the answer to that's no. I never really was big into MMO. A lot of the games that I like that aren't like side-scroller, you know, retro, like Retro Warship or Metroidvanias, I like sports games. Because back in the day, one of my buddies, whenever I was in like grade school and just whenever we were practicing hockey and stuff, we loved to we were very inventive, so we loved to invent our own teams and like imagine a playoff race. This was during the height of like Sports Center and stuff like that. So we sort of created our own little thing that involved people that we knew, and so those sports games are really, really fun, especially the customizable ones, because you can kind of make that come to reality. It's fun. Requesting songs? Yeah, you have one in there. You have one in there. Where's Mary? I'll be not only talking about the album potentially if that wins that poll, but I will also be playing a track from it too. I have right now in our queue Curtain by Portal. Hey Angelic News, how you doing? Glad that you enjoy Nevermore. It's just a shame that Nevermore will never be back. Rest in peace to Laurel Dane. I'll forever have a silent vendetta. Pardon me, against Angela Gasol. Though in recent years it's kind of waned a little bit. Oh, you do that with movies. That's cool. Yeah. It is, it can sound super duper nerdy. But at the same time, any creative thing that you do, no matter how silly as it seems, it's not like I'm posting this stuff on YouTube, and acting like I'm, the manager, like the announcer, or the commissioner of this freaking league. It's just some private thing that I like to do for fun. You know what I mean? Can you change it? Yeah, sure can. What would you like to have played in its place? Oh, Mono, I mean, it's kind of just like over here, huh? Is Sanctuary still on? As far as I know, I think they have a different singer now. Who I knew who it was at one point. But I'll be damned if I cannot remember right now. Joseph Michael is their current singer. So, yes, they are still on. In fact, they have an album coming out supposedly this year entitled Transmutation. What was the hardest death of a musician for me? Probably the one that I took the hardest was, to the point where other people noticed, was Chris Cornell. Yeah, Chris Cornell was probably the one that I took on. I took the hardest of the recent ones that I can remember. I remember that whenever I heard that Lane Staley died, I was disappointed, but I was still like not so much like just getting into the band, but I was only a fan of Alice for a couple of years at that point. Like it really hadn't become like the music that felt like it was following me. You know what I mean? But out of the recent ones, I think Cornell was the hardest one to sort of take. Because like with Lemmy, he was an older gent. He had health problems we knew about and things like that. Bowie's was a surprise, but it didn't affect me the same way that it affected other people in my life, such as Faith. Chester's I know was hard for a lot of people considering he was seen as their hero, but for me, it was more Cornell. And even with Scott Weiland, who I absolutely love as a vocalist and as a musician, unfortunately, whenever it came to him, it didn't seem like it was a question of if. It was always a question of when. Who's my favorite Beatle? Asks Beatle Greg 07. I would say the one whose solo stuff, this is how I'm going to quantify this. The one whose solo stuff I've listened to the most of is Paul's. I like John, but I also found some of the things that he did a bit obnoxious. I do find some of that stuff a bit obnoxious. Maybe it was because I wasn't around, so I didn't kind of understand what was going on at the time, man, you know. I wasn't a 70s child, obviously. Like, George has a couple tracks I really enjoy. I loved his work with the band. I feel like he was a bit underutilized because he was a good songwriter. And then Ringo is an excellent drummer. You know, Ringo's a great drummer. He doesn't get the credit that he deserves. What would you have done if I said Pete Best? What would you have done if I said Pete Best? Radiant City by Deftones? Yeah, we can do that. No problem, Radiant Mary. We got you. Yeah, like I know McCartney is like super duper typical. You know, it's not necessarily a. It's not necessarily a like sexy pick because it's a little bit. You know, there's a lot of folks that will say Paul, considering he's still alive and making stuff, and so many of them that's maybe the only Beatles solo album that they know of. You know what I mean? Like, but I don't know. For myself, I worked in a music store with arguably the biggest Beatle fan that I think I'll ever meet in my life. My manager was the Beatles, essentially. You know, his love of that band went beyond all recognition. Like, I love Opeth, but I don't love Opeth the way he loved the Beatles. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's nuts. It's crazy. Which is very common, because, you know, Beatlemania was a huge, big deal. But, so I had the opportunity to hear just about everything that they had done. And if anything new was released, we were listening to it day one. Like, there was no question whatsoever. And the nice thing that I liked about him was that if he heard something that he didn't like, that, you know, maybe Paul was doing, like, he wasn't a huge fan of Kisses on the Bottom. I need to take a Pepsi, hold on. Like, he wasn't a really big fan of that album at all. And he was honest about it. You know, he was at least honest about it. You know, a not so close friend who was totally crazy about the Beatles. They're still out there. Like, I know people younger than I am, right, who I literally, like, the first time I met them, they were probably, I don't know, 15. Because they were the little, like, one of the little sisters of a bud that I knew whenever I worked at the store. And she has grown up to become a huge Beatles fan. Partially it's because of Across the Universe, but who really cares the reason why you're a fan? Hirsch Effect. Xenophotophobia, or Phototopia. Blech. By the way, Meat Mun, killer pick. Do I love Agalloch as much as he loved the Beatles? No. I love no band to the same level that he loved the Beatles. Loves the Beatles. What's a contemporary / classic artist you'd love to hear on a prog record? This is going to come out of left field, but Hozier. I want to hear Hozier on a. I want to hear Hozier as the vocalist of a prog record. Dave Clark 5? Hell yeah, man! Hold on a second. I have to use the bathroom. Be right back. So story time. I was in a stream the other night, I was in a stream the other night, and I shit you not. Granted, these folks are in their early 20s. These folks are in their early 20s. They're not old. Not old like me. For one of the two of them had never heard a single song by Queen. Which I feel like actually just meant he never realized that he's probably heard songs from Queen 10,000 times, you know what I mean? Hey Brandon, you have yourself a good one, dude. I know it's probably pretty late over there. Take care, man. But secondly, we're stated, and I quote, apparently their guitar player's still doing stuff. I can't imagine doing things for more than 40 years. Doing the same thing for more than 40 years. And I was taken aback by the fact that Blink-182 has been around longer than they've been alive. And it got me thinking. It got me thinking. You know? It got me thinking that whenever I came around in 84, the bands that were around, and, you know, it made me wonder what bands I could say that about. You know, bands that I really, really liked. But it instead prompted me just to realize that a lot of the groups that maybe get some flack today or are starting to be experienced by a lot of folks nostalgically, or, like, you know, whenever you're first learning about music, you listen to a lot of what's popular or a lot of what you hear a lot. And then you discover, you know, about other artists, or you hear something on a classic. Like, how many things that we wouldn't consider as classic music now actually is based off of its age. You know? If you were listening to anything from the late 1990s, within the next 5 years, it is going to be a classic record. It'll be 25 years old. If an album that you really, really like was released in 2000, congratulations, it's 20 years old this year. So, yeah. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? That's somehow how that time works. Time works like... Time is something else. You're born in 76, you're old. You're 8 years older than I am. So, yeah! You're old. No, you're not. We're close. That's actually the same gap between myself and my life partner. Between me and Faith, we're an 8-year separation. You know. Mother got a severe bout of the flu, and now I had breast cancer to follow. Oh my gosh. God, a big time, major energy heading you and your family's way so you can get through this. Holy shit. I'm really, really hopeful that she's able to push through from all that. And hey, if you need to talk about anything, you stop on in and we can get deep. Some of the other great folks of this stream can tell you we aren't afraid to get deep. We are not afraid to get deep. So don't ever feel like you don't have a place to maybe talk about all of those things and how you're feeling regarding it. And here I thought you brought me a toy. You came over here and you just looked acting like you dropped something, and then you didn't drop something. That's incredible. You totally duped me. You faked me out, Blazy. Solo's great. But yeah, we are certainly not afraid to get deep in these streams. It would not be the first time, and certainly will not be the last. That can be guaranteed. One member of the nation who's not here, he now works throughout the times that I stream. So he's only able to come together with us on Saturday. He's he is a very, very big fan of those moments. Always has been. So Ziggy by Alarium is up next. Here we go. I'm probably saying that incorrectly, but I'm doing my best. Oh no! Gana. You do not have to apologize whatsoever. You do not have to apologize whatsoever. One of the happiest things that I have in my life right now is the fact that my folks live literally 3 miles away from me. Like, they are very, very close. My father's actually the owner of this house, you know, so, you know, we have a very, very good relationship, and I'm adopted to sort of go along with that, so the situation overall has always been very good. They've been tremendously supportive. You know, sometimes they've been questioning and wondering what the heck I've, you know, been doing with my life and all that stuff, but that's just being a parent. It's just what you do. That's just what you do, man. John Cena. What's up, bud? Oh, man, you're John Cena from 2011. Why the hell did you not put the Nexus over, you idiot? Good to see you, though. Hi, how you doing? Blackwater Park versus Deliverance based on the songs. Oh, you mean the songs themselves? Oh, Blackwater Park. Blackwater Park, faux show. Deliverance, though, tends to be played more at live shows. Talk about Uriah. I haven't listened to much outside of Demons and Wizards, so my Uriah Heep knowledge is pretty lackluster by comparison to some others, I'm sure. I would say. So, my apologies if I am not the best of people to discuss old Uriah with, but Demons and Wizards is fantastic. It's great. Hey, we have a poll. For those of you who are not super duper, haven't been here for a while, should I say. Oh, excuse me. So you should go vote in that poll. You should go vote in that poll. You know, I just realized I made a big mistake and didn't even ask if, I think that was, Abuchi that requested this, or maybe it was FBI Files. Somebody requested this. My apologies for forgetting. I didn't check to see if they're still in here. Yeah, Deliverance is usually their final track. Oh, they could find somebody. Come on. It's not like they're on tour by themselves. You know. They grab somebody. Get Devin Townsend out there or something like that. We could teach Steven Wilson how to progressive death metal and he could do it. You're welcome. I'm not even sure why I'm being thanked. That is. Yeah. Linkin Park. Thanks, Mark. That is kind of close. 3 Days Grace. Especially not now. Is their lead singer still that dude from My Darkest Days? Is it still that look? Because if it is, then I will probably care less. Like, Porn Star Dancing was an okay song, but also was incredibly annoying, considering I heard that song about 614,906 times. First album I ever bought. I have to cheat on that because it's not the first album I ever bought. It's going to be the first album I ever got. Ooh, he's breaking the rules. He's a trailblazer. No, he's not. I'll tell you the story about the first CD I ever got. I'll tell you the story. By the way, here is Radiant City by Deftones. But anyway, I got a CD player for Christmas whenever I was in the 5th grade. And I got 3 CDs to go along with it. So what song was that? That was, I'm going to post that in chat for you. Apparently I'm not. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. Oh my god. There we go. I got 3 CDs to go along with it, with that CD player. This is 5th grade. This is pre-metal Mark. I wasn't in the metal at this point. 3 CDs were as follows. Number 1, What's the Story, Morning Glory by Oasis. Number 2, Michael Jackson's Thriller. And number 3, Brotherhood by 3T, who were 3 nephews or relatives of Michael Jackson. Yes, I was a massive Michael Jackson fan whenever I was a kid. And still am, actually. I still really do like Mike. If that makes any sense. Now, the first one I ever bought with like my own funds, I honestly don't remember, if I'm being honest with you. Oh, you're all good, Meat Man. Responding to a friend in Russia. That reminds me, where the hell has Svetlana been? I missed that little chick. Little bitch, little cunt. I love Svetlana, she's great. She's awesome. She pops in, she's here for a little bit, everyone goes crazy, crowd goes wild, and then she's like, okay, that's all I need, I'll leave. Svetlana's great. She'll come in and ask why there's no pictures of me in a one-piece swimsuit and bail, which clearly makes her the best. Period. But yeah, those 3 CDs were my first ever CDs I ever got. They were all Christmas gifts. They were all albums that I wanted, so it wasn't like I got them and were like, oh, piss, this is dumb. No, man, I was excited as hell to get those 3 CDs. I was hyped. I was all sorts of hyped up. So, there you go. Prior to that, I had a number of cassette tapes. Again, as a Jackson fan, I had that stuff. I had Crazy Sexy Cool by TLC. The very first album that I can remember like being bought or requesting. Here's the funny CKN stat of the day. This is something that will always live in infamy. This will always live in infamy. And Where's Mary, you might love the hell out of this, considering you probably remember this hype like I do, despite the fact that, you know, I at the time I think was like 6 or 7, so you were probably a little older, but probably remember this as well. But the very first cassette tape that I think I ever like remembered being a big deal, you know what, we're going to play another song from Deftones. We're going to play Tempest. But the first album that I remember that ever came into my life that was not there the day before was Some Gave All by Billy Ray Cyrus. No, not yet, Meat Mun. I'm going to have to. I did see that it was released. I have to thank her, too. Because I hadn't explored a lot of Wasp. And now I finally have rectified that situation and loved the shit out of it, man. Like, I don't know why I have taken so long to scope out Wasp. Like, it makes no sense. It makes no sense whatsoever. Michael McGill, what's going on? But yeah, the first tape that I ever remember, you know, being there, and it wasn't there the day before, was Some Gave All by Billy Ray Cyrus. I say it like that because my father, he worked at a radio station for a while in the 70s and late 80s, so he did have a collection of cassette tapes. There was these 6 pull-out shelves made of wood, really nice looking shelves that were underneath a really old dual deck stereo system. So there was 2 cassette decks. He was always interested in technology, still is. So of course, whenever something top of the line came out, and he was able to find it for a good good rate, he was always going to get it. But I remember that all those cassettes were all Beach Boys, Motown, 50s and 60s rock. My mother was a huge Beatle fan until they went psychedelic. So she unfortunately didn't have any tapes, but she had some old records and things like that. So it's crazy. Yeah, you do, RNT. I'm doing this just because I want to. My first metal CD was Reload. You're absolutely right about that. My first metal CD ever in my history was Reload by Metallica. That is very true. And just think of what I became and what I listened to 24 years later, or however many years later it is. I mean, frickin' A, man. It doesn't matter how you start. It does not matter how you start in this life, because in all, it's largely irrelevant. It's largely irrelevant. Isn't that right, Amber? Largely irrelevant how you start. It's all about what you do afterward. Why was Randy Rhoads given more praise over J.K. Lee by Ozzy? His tone sounded a lot different. It was very unconventional for the time. Really, if you listen to it by comparison to a lot of stuff from that generation, it does not, like, there's nobody that really even feels like it has the same, nothing feels like it's in the same universe, which is really cool. Anyway, I'm going to have to take a break here very shortly. Remember that we do have a poll. I'll post the poll link once again before we go on break. Hey. Ooh, sorry, bub. Did I get you? You were trying to scratch at the chair. I was just trying to stop you. I do love the fact that the idea of making a combined load and reload album it has taken vogue, I guess, if you want to call it that. Like, it is a thing that people like to do now. Like, they have posted YouTube videos about it. Folks have actually put the playlists in order and done stuff like that, which is super cool. I like it. I like the fact that people do that. I don't necessarily think I'm the reason why that happened. So I'm not trying to take any sort of... Oh, I'm sorry, folks. I'm not trying to take any sort of responsibility for that or say that it's all me, because it's not. I know that. I'm not stupid. But I do like the fact that it is a thing that people do these days. Hey, we have $27 more from Meatmun. And he was talking about Nazarene, who's one of our very own chatters, who is not in here at the moment, but has been in the past. She is a musician. She has released material. So we will be actually listening to her brand new piece. I think it's an EP entitled Huntress of Elder's Gate. We will be doing that whenever we come back from break. Ladies and gents, I usually take time during the middle of the stream for those of you newcomers. Get up, stretch around. Usually we'll go out and maybe smoke. I am a smoker, which is filthy and terrible and bad. Why do I do it? Because addictions are bad. Never get addicted to anything. Especially people. If you get addicted to a person, well, God help you. God love you, but God help you. Because that's just not healthy. That just ain't healthy, yo. Respect people. Don't get addicted to it. There's a difference, trust me. Anyway, I'm going to leave you guys with something here before we get into that. Oh, I best do the thing where we update our situation monetarily. So I can give you guys an update there. I will also say to everybody for the viewer Video Mania, we will have no stream on Thursday, on the 1st. So we will not be streaming on Thursday the 1st. We will, however, be streaming on Saturday, which will be the 3rd of October. And we will be streaming next Tuesday. So we'll be doing next Tuesday and next Thursday, and then we will have our final stream of the series that Saturday. So it will be the 10th, like right around the 10th, I believe, where we finish things up. So I think how it's going to run is that the last official day is going to be next Thursday for viewer Video Mania, and then the Saturday will be overtime, because we always do overtime. I know I've been saying that for a couple weeks. Like this event has been extended way longer than it was originally intended, because we've had to do a little bit of rescheduling marked around things that have happened in my life. Like, for example, we only streamed one day last week because I had family in from Florida. So it's gotten extended for a little bit, so let's make it count. Let's get that total as high up as possible so we can do as many videos as possible. Because aside from this, I don't have many plans for any actual other videos, with the exception of an end of the year video, which is going to become a bit of a tradition. Hey, Christian does have a track here. He wants to hear Dead Kennedys with Police Truck. We'll get to that after the break also. Oh boy. For the break. We'll get to that sneeze. My lord. But we do have a poll. We do have a poll. That poll is right here. Please don't stop streaming after this event. Oh, I'm sure that... Well, we're going to have to stream after the event because we're making that playlist together. We're going to have to get together for that. It's going to be like boardroom meetings. Not really. I'm kidding. For those of you who are curious about what I mean by that, you don't know that we're going to be making a playlist over on Spotify. You're going to want to stick around till after the break, as we will talk about that a little bit. For those of you who know about it, not much in the way of new news, but you know, I'll reiterate it for all of our new friends. That way they can maybe become part of this also. We want as many people to have fun with us as possible. That sounded really, wow. Okay, forget I said it like that. Not like that. Not unless you're into that, then sure. Like that, why not? Who cares? We're all just a bunch of whores. Here, listen to some Elder. Elder will forget about all these terrible things I've just said. Here's Halcyon by Elder off of Omens from here in 2020. It's a great album. You should listen to it. You didn't hear the things I just said. No, nobody heard that. Goodbye now. I'll be right back. Well, well. I see somebody has decided to become the new host of the show. Well, apparently I won't be hosting the second half of the stream, folks. So, hope you like your new host. Hostess, actually. There we go. So, your new hostess is Blazy. So there you go. Our second part of the stream will be hosted by Blazy. Your dog guy? Well, I don't have it. So, gotta deal with what I got. I have to rewatch the cat come in after I left. Uh-oh. I take it that means things went down as I was gone. Is that true, Blaze? Am I gonna have to check that out? Oh, really? Really? Were you causing havoc? Were you causing havoc? It's okay. You'll be my co-host. My co-hostess. I'll get you. You wanted to be here all afternoon. I got no problem with that. There we go. There we go. How you doing, baby? That was Elder Halcyon. So we are up to one of our own. Well, actually, we'll play one other track beforehand. Oh, the old legs just don't operate like they used to. I used to be an athlete one day. First off, we have Police Struck by the Dead Kennedys. Go ahead and play that right now. And then we will have one of our own, who is not in chat currently. But you're listening to the new album dropped by our own Nazrin, which is going to be just as new to you as it is to me. I haven't gotten a chance to listen to it yet. But she's released, Nazrin has released Huntress of Elder's Gate. Which is as of 2 days ago, not 2 years ago. She also did a cover of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly theme. Ooh. I too wish to hear that also. How do I look here? That angle seems like it'd be a little vast. Actually, that's fairly nice. I will take it. I will take it. My opinions on a Skylit Drive, I have not listened to a ton of them. That's just me. I haven't listened to very much of them, so I don't have much of an opinion. But, you know. What genre would I call Elder? Elder is, that's pretty much stoner, or some people will call it psychedelic metal. I ever play a spot on a team? I did. This type of music called surf. Dead Kennedys have been associated a little bit more with punk. But this could be like a surf punk song, potentially. But it's about as high as it goes, brother, sister, cousin. But oh my gosh, Reminds me of Rock Lobster. Oh my goodness. I did play a couple of sports whenever I was younger. Before we get into this album, I'll speak about this briefly. I played baseball until I was in the 5th grade, and then was going to play for my high school squad as a freshman, but that did not happen. Didn't work out. Not because I wasn't picked. I was sticking around for the training session, was doing all of the lifting and stuff to go along with it whenever I first got into school. But, baseball season starts in the spring. And by the time, October or November hit, I was doing other things. In fact, I had a friend who always asked me if I was going to come to practice or to come to lift and things like that, and I would have to tell him no. Whether or not it would have made any difference, I don't know. I doubt it. Because during that time I was also... I bowled in leagues for about 6 or 7 years. From, I believe, the 6th or 7th grade until I was a senior in high school. I played street hockey for, 4 or 5 seasons, I want to say. Won a championship during one of those. In bowling, I always came this close. Including one of the championships, we lost it by 1 pin, which was then referenced at the banquet. And the kid that missed it wasn't me that missed it. It was this other kid. You just saw his head sink whenever it was mentioned again at the banquet. So I wasn't sure that really needed to happen, but that's just the way life is. Hey, Cooler over here says, hey, can you play a Skylit Drive City on the Edge of Forever? And do you play Halo, or does anybody else out there? And will you buy an Xbox Series X or a PS5? Yeah, I can certainly play that song. I played Halo during the first 3 games, the initial trilogy. I played the campaigns. In fact, whenever Halo 2 came out, that's a little bit louder. Whenever Halo 2 came out, my roommate in college and I, we bought it on release day. We skipped all of our classes, and we finished the campaign in one sitting. Whenever 3 came out, I did that with my best friend up here at home, up here at my non-college home, my non-collegiate home. We did that exact same thing, although we did ours, I think, over the course of 2 days, because we loved playing multiplayer. And I was a big fan of playing multiplayer with the first 3. Thank you, by the way, for the $20 donation. I appreciate that, buddy. You have another option, actually, Cooler. You have the opportunity to offer a video suggestion that will be put to the poll once we get there with it. So I do appreciate that. Now, anything after 3, I have not played. Whether it be campaign, I played a little bit of multiplayer on, I think it was Halo Wars, or one of the first couple of post-trilogy games. I played multiplayer for that at my best friend's house once, whenever he was hosting a small little party. We played a little multiplayer just among ourselves. We were there's a bunch of friends here doing that. But since then, I haven't played any Halo whatsoever. In fact, I've not done much in the way of first-person shooters or competitive games for probably about a decade. The only game that I've played sort of competitively among friends in that time frame it would be Smash. So I can't even say that was competitive. That was just among friends. But we're kind of a competitive group. And I haven't done that in years either. Take care, Christian. You have yourself a good one. Enjoyed the debate tonight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's how to set a good example. I know. Hey, I have to be honest. If I set any sort of good example through that, it's telling you what not to do. Being honest about it instead of lying and saying somehow we were we were able to complete the campaign and also complete our studies. And also able to go to all of my classes like a good little child. I'm teaching these kids to be honest, Mario. But yeah, whenever it comes to gaming, this past decade I fell in love with a lot of like retro stuff, and whether it's on the NES or the SNES or whatever, or just stuff I found on Steam, that sort of became the thing that I really loved playing, like Metroidvanias, like La Mulana, games where there were a lot of puzzles to solve. Like you kind of like run into a brick wall, and then you like kind of go around the arena trying to figure out what you missed for 2 hours, and then you make a little bit of progress. Folks like to say that about Dark Souls. I've never played that, not very much at least, should I say. But like I never completed it or anything like that. But I do like a lot of games where your progress is implicit on you solving puzzles and trying to figure out like secrets. A good example of a game that I would probably play today if I had it would be Spelunky 2. I played the heck out of the first one, even though I was pretty bad at it. Like I was not very good at it, but but Spelunky 2, which seems even harder. You know what I mean? Which seems even harder. I would play that. Mostly because it's just sort of fun to do your best or try to do your best. Like, and there seems like there's so much content that is based off of decisions and choices that you make and different things you can do. Like, you can really experiment with different ways of going through ruins. I liked La Mulana because even though what you needed to do was on a set pathway, how you had to do that and how you solve those things in order to get the items to follow logic was in no way obvious. You had no idea what you were doing. A great example from that game I will give you from the first one is that in order to open up an area and have light in that area where you are not completely in the dark, you have to, first to open it up, you have to be able to flood an area. That way you can go to a different area, use that flood to activate a jet stream that sets you upward so you can acquire an item. By using that item, you're able to go into the next area. You're able to go into that tomb, and then you have to fight a mini-boss in order to gain access to the flare gun. The flare gun helps you to light up areas within that crypt for a short period of time. However, you have to go deeper into the area, which is unlocked by doing another task. That way you can shoot blindly at a large lamp that has multiple lights that then lights up the area for good. Whew! That right there was probably the most difficult thing that I could say. Because I cannot even... like, that was as loose-based as it got. Like, I didn't even give you the names of the area. I didn't even give you, like, satisfying information. The queue is not at its end just yet. We have an album to listen to. Huntress of Elder's Gate by Nazarene, which we'll be getting into here very shortly. Getting this all set up, I also want to ensure you guys will have to provide me with a little information with this one, because this is not on Spotify. We're jumping over to YouTube for this one. This is a 4-track EP. Nazarene, who we're talking about here, has been in this chat before. We, in fact, there were a number of us that went over to her live stream of her first album, which is also on her channel. I'm going to get you guys a link for her channel. That way you can go over, subscribe, and listen to the other stuff that she has posted. She has posted quite a bit in the past 2 months. You are certainly going to want to check out. She's incredibly talented. So if you like what you hear, you'll want to visit this link right here. That is where you will want to go. if you want to scope out more of her material. So she is one of us. It's unfortunate she's not here at the moment, but it's okay. There's going to be a review of her full-length album that's already been solidified, set in stone by another user for Viewer Video Mania, which, by the way, there is a poll going on currently, but we will... I'll post that. Actually, no, there is not. That poll just disappeared. It just died. It's over. It's done. We're through with that. That's the past. We'll talk about the results of that poll here momentarily. Oh man, Mario 64, please. Yes. Said I have a Spotify playlist channel. Yeah, I have a couple of them. I have a couple playlists. I have a ton of them, actually. It's kind of ridiculous. But hey, before we get into that, let's get this started. First track on here is the title track, Huntress of Elder's Gate. This is by Nazrin. I said I was going to need your help. Let me know what the music levels are like on your end. Let's get going. I have this, by the way, on YouTube's bar about 80%. Just to give you a little bit of clarification and indication. Dirt number. Dirt number. I saw what you said. I saw it. Hey, we're $13 away from having 38 videos funded, just to let you know. Dirt number one. Dirt number one. I do have Hollow Knight. I believe, was that Hollow Knight or was that Ori and the Blind Forest? Might be both. I forget. I just got a bunch of stuff in the summer sale and haven't even touched it yet. It's my favorite Suicide Silence album. I honestly don't think I have one. Like, that's a style of music I don't do much with. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't want to be sitting here lying to you and saying, you know, I know all this stuff. I really don't. Like, that's one that I'm a little more inexperienced on. You know, I don't want to lie to you. It's not what I aim to do. Anyway. Spotify playlists. Let's start with that. I have one for everything in 2020 that I have either had interest in or have listened to throughout the year. There's probably stuff missing from it that you know of and I don't. So, don't at me or at me. I don't know. Do whatever you want. So, 2020 albums. That playlist is as follows. It's right here. If you're a Spotify user, you can scope that out. You can follow it. I do know Whitechapel's Sonomic Defilement. I go old school with a lot of those bands. A lot of the more modern stuff that I've heard from some of those bands just kind of you know, like... Whenever a scene first gets started, one of two things happens. I've noticed this at least. Their first couple albums are super duper hype. And they feel different, and they feel unique. And unless they change things up, you know, if they stick around with the same idea over and over again, the scenes can stagnate a little bit. Like, metalcore, I feel, has that reputation a little bit, where for its first decade, it was real hype, and then it was able to maintain its hype only because they added like progressive elements to it. Maybe there was a little bit of thrash thrown in. They did things to kind of reinvent the wheel a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, deathcore spawned from metalcore by being more aggressive, so it kept sort of the metalcore legacy going through a subgenre. But what keeps genres interesting is having there be new takes on them, whether it be by new bands or classic bands just doing something a little bit different. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just... This sounds awesome. You know, Nazrin is terrifically talented. She is terrifically talented, and the fact that she's not already signed by somebody is damned criminal, if you ask me. Because this stuff sounds professionally produced. Like, does this not sound professionally produced? I think it does. I have listened to albums and reviewed them that have sounded shittier than this. Hey, Meatman, by the way, throws in the $13 to get that final little push there for that video. It says simply, for creatures such as we. Hey man, Meat Mun, we will get to that after we listen to this. Just, oh my god. I'm gonna tell you something. How much fun would it be? How much fun would this be if somebody that started off in this very chat ended up becoming a big star? Ended up being a big star. I could not be her producer. Have you seen the way my videos look? They look like dick shit. It sucks. Oh my god. The sound would be all tinny. It would be bad. If anything, she should be producing my stuff. She should be producing my stuff. That make me look good. Nah, I'm kidding. I love the fact that this sounds so good. Not afraid to go in that 7-8 minute long territory with these tracks. Great instrumentals. This sounds and looks and appears professionally produced. You know, if you... I'm gonna give you a link to the video that I'm using right now for this. Just look at the cover of this album. Just look at the cover of this album. Does it not look like something that you would see in a store? Like, I look at this and I want a physical copy. I want to hold it in my hand. I want to look at it. I want to read the book. I mean, good lord. I cannot be praiseworthy enough, honestly. Napalm Records has bands like Nazarene. That'd be a good place to outreach. Though I don't know if she wants that. Like, that's the funny thing about it, is that I do not know what... I think she may want to just stay and remain independent. I don't know what her desires are. And let's get to these poll results. This is unsurprising. I'm not going to lie. The minute I saw this idea... on here, I immediately knew that I should probably just put her down as the one that was going to win. Because it's an amazing, incredible idea. And, not surprisingly, it's our winner. 5 Reasons People Love Ghost and Wild Run Olden Tales and Deathly Trails finished this poll tied with 5 votes apiece. Meanwhile... 10 albums that are utterly heart-wrenching is our winner. Suggested by Maru, who is not afraid to go in those directions. Probably because she has seen some stuff in these. Wow, 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 wow. She has seen some stuff on these, in these streams, and knows that going there is something we do a lot. Hey, so congratulations to Maru, who has won that poll with her suggestion. 10 albums that are utterly heart-wrenching. That is now officially on our menu as video number 33. So I will ask Meatmun, should I move Wild Run down to the next place where you have a potential request? Should I move that down, my friend? Hey, you also have another one from these 2 donations right now. So would you like me to move Olden Trails down, or do you have another idea in mind? Whew. Yeah, Daniel knows. Daniel in, if I remember, was it you? Was it you or was it Justin who at one point had the sole mission to make me cry? Someone had that, like, as their donation goal. Like, they just kept on pouring in, like, naturally tear-jerking material. I'm trying to remember who that was. That was a thing that happened. That was a thing that happened. Alright, Meatmun, that has been moved on down. So someone is going and acting a fool. Having fun at it. I cannot complain. Lazy, you got the zoomies, huh, babe? First you had the sleepies, now you have the zoomies. Oh, God. Hard not to love this girl. Hard not to love her. So, you know what? I just give in and love her. Oh, man. Hey, thanks for the follow, Mary. I appreciate that. Is your name actually Mary, or is that just a creative name? Thoughts on Howard Stern? Oh, dude, back in the day, in the 90s, you know, you wanted to be Howard Stern. Like, that edgy, you know, the 90s were like the edgy age. You know, everybody kind of attributes that to nu metal from the early 2000s, but really the whole entire 90s were this, like, edgy, weird age. It was like the barf and snot and edge age. It's such a weird time. No, we will not be streaming Thursday. Our next stream will be on Saturday, Andrew. So, enjoy your Thursday, my friend. Do something kick-ass for me, man. I got some stuff I gotta do. Oh, my God. I believe her guitarist is her brother. But my freaking Lord. Oh, man. The really, really shameful thing about this, the thing that really stinks, is that I can't scrabble this. I can't scrabble this stuff. Like, oh, that's why I can't, because I was going to do that. I was going to make the stuff. Oh, I was going to do it for her. Oh, well, now that's going to come out wrong. I was going to see if I could build her Last.fm page as a little super secret surprise. Hold on. I can't think right now. This is so good. I'm pretty sure the stuff even pops up just as Nazrin Black Dragon as opposed to just Nazrin, which is wrong. So I'm going to have to fix that, I think. Oh, there's already a Nazrin? What the shit is that? That looks like crap. Get that out of here. Get that the hell out of here. Come on now. Yeah, like the March to Hell, they have it as under Nazrin Black Dragon. I think that's my fault. Actually. I'll have to look into that at some point. I want to scrabble this stuff. Damn. I want to scrabble it. God damn it. Oh, man, because, hey, at least I said 4 and not 2. I'm attempting to do something kind as opposed to something very rapey, you know. Ex-girlfriend that passed away. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. You and World Dame have something in common. The album Neon Black. The girlfriend wasn't lost, but she slowly descended into a cult. Pardon me. Hello. What's up? Oh, did it? Well... Oh yeah, go right ahead. It's no problem. Do what you got to do. Well, that's excellent. I'll have to come over for a test drive. Not today. That's okay. Yeah, I'll talk to you later or tomorrow. Alright, bye. Hey, my sweeper came today. Yay! Yay! Hey, wait a minute. There's another $1 here. What the fudge? Excuse the heck out of me, man. Excuse me. Oh, I forgot about that. I hope that's a meme, because if you're deathly serious, then we do gotta talk about it. $1 from Meat Money. As you might be able to imagine, that was my dad. My dad is a bro. We ordered a sweeper, because that's how exciting my life is, where I'm excited over a brand new sweeper. So with getting old, that's what that happens. Like what happens to you is you become like super hype about a sweeper. But anyway, it finally came and went over there. Anyhow, is it in Bandcamp? It probably is. Like I said, I'm streaming it from YouTube, but Meat Money, bro. You not, brother. We're in it. We're in it, man. Shit's rough, but it'll get better. Trust me. I've been in your position before. Not necessarily in the same way. Not necessarily within the same constraints. I'm hoping it's just a meme. But on the off chance that it's not, man, I've been there. 2008. One of the whole reasons why this channel exists is because of things going a certain direction aside of how they could have gone. So, but anyhow, keep the faith, brother. That gave us, excuse me, that took us over the 38 video mark. Can you believe that, folks? I know I can't. I don't even think I've updated things from 36 over here on the official, thingy-dingy. Oh, shit. Blech. So I will have to do that. I have done that. Congratulations, it's over. Ta-da. Thanks to everybody. It's not. Yeah, I was afraid of that. Yeah, brother. Okay, now we're getting serious time. I'm not going to read what you submitted as part of that comment, but I want to mention something to everybody. I want to mention something to everybody on this stream here, and the soundtrack is pretty damn good for it. We're about to get into the final cutoff of this album. The song that you're listening to right now is entitled Ride Into the Sky. We're listening to Nazarin's album, Huntress of Elder's Gate, technically an EP. Last track will be called Alone in the Dark with My Longing Heart. 2008. 2008 was a year that I would prefer to forget about my life, which is funny considering it's also a year I would kill to revisit and relive. It had a lot happening. I kind of lost my mind through it. There were decisions that were made for me that I didn't want. There was a lot that caused things to reach a certain point where I had an experience that I was not intending to have, where I was not expecting to be in the position. Hi Josh, how you doing? I'm fortunate to be here. I really am, and I remember that every day. It's been 12 years. Actually, the funny thing is, it's the 12-year anniversary is about less than a week ago, just a couple days ago, which is ironic timing. But what got me to that place was not taking care of myself, burying a lot of things that I was feeling deep in the back burner. Trying to keep everything inside, telling everybody I was fine whenever I really wasn't. Dealt with things in excess, and also kind of just anything that you ever see about, say, depression or anxiety. You're looking at someone who reads those things and realizes all the time, hey, that was me. hey, that's who I was. That's exactly what I did. Sometimes it's not just you're mopey all the time. Sometimes you self-sabotage things that happen in your life. You self-sabotage opportunities. You aim to fail deliberately because you think that it'll encourage you to eventually just leave this place. Hi, Blazy. 2008 was the culmination of that. Right along, sweeper. Nah, I don't need something that big. But in that year, that was the year where it started to break. It was the time where there was a break. I can remember the day pretty well. I don't remember exacts. It was a very difficult stretch of time. The first of which was a date where I was called out by my best friend to a bar where a friend of his, a co-worker of his actually at the time, was there and was contemplating some really heavy stuff and didn't think that he was going to walk into the next day on this planet. He didn't think he was going to make it. I had never met this guy before in my life. The funny thing is that while my best friend and I, we don't talk very often, if at all, this guy and I do his taxes. We're not necessarily close, but we're still friendly. So obviously I just spoiled the story that he did make it. The reason why my best friend called me out to talk with him was because he felt that I was a better individual to, I projected my thoughts better. So I did go out there, I did talk with him. I sat in the front seat of my car, he sat in the back seat, and it was like looking in the mirror a little bit. It was someone who was upset about how life was going, relationships, how it never seemed like anybody was ever good enough, or you were never good enough for someone else, caught in dead-end jobs, traditional thoughts of someone in this day and age that you were supposed to be so much more, And apparently after that conversation, it was like a big eye-opening experience for him. But, hey, Thane, how you doing? Meet bro. Bro Mun. Thane Mun. How's it going, man? Thanks for stopping in. But, he left that conversation very uplifted. I did not. The whole entire drive home, my only thought was, well, I was able to help somebody else. Why the hell can't I help myself? Why can't I help myself? Because I was sitting there extremely depressed at that point. Scott McCumber with the $5 for Waking Every God by Pain of Salvation. Terrific track. Oh, man. Thanks, man. I will update everything here momentarily as I'm talking. In fact, I'll do that right now. But, less than a month after that, and really between those dates, there was a lot of stuff that I was doing, I guess, that was a bit suspect, I needed sleeping pills to sleep. I tried melatonin. I was using other stuff, blah, blah, blah. It was weird. And then one evening, I forget what it was that broke me because I have very limited memory of the whole entire experience, but the song was pretty good, Cooler. It encouraged me to check out more Skylit. But the only thing I remember about that evening was the fact that I went to my old bedroom. At that time, what was happening was the very first studio that you ever saw in a CKN video, the very first setting you ever saw, was being constructed at that time, and in fact was just about done. We had already started to move all the stuff out there. And in fact, it was pretty much like that was the night where it was official, where all of the final items were being taken out there. So it was like the end of an era. And whatever it was, that just broke me. I sat on my bedroom floor staring at my wall for what had to have been an ungodly period of time. And I can remember that both of my parents were like trying to get a hold of me, trying to get my attention, but it wasn't happening. It wasn't happening at all. I was just focused on this wall. I heard their voices, but it was like they were 10,000 miles away. So I was already in counseling, but from there, the decision was made for me that I needed to go beyond that, from counsel to a legitimate psychologist who could prescribe medication, which ended up being a huge mistake, because I was prescribed something. And at first seemed to be working all right. Then I went camping that September. So the medication was okay for about 2 months, roughly. And I'd been given instructions with that. The instructions were that you take one, or if you're having a very, very bad day, if you feel like it's impossible to bear or whatever, you take 2 for safety. So I was on this camping trip, and the morning that we were leaving, it was a bad morning. A lot of dark thoughts, a lot of bad shit. I was making plans for what I was going to do once I got home, and most of them included drinking myself comatose. That's back whenever I drank. So I ended up taking 2 to try to get those thoughts away, and I became a zombie. I didn't want to do anything. I sat on a chair while everybody else got their stuff together, took down the tents and everything. I just sat in a chair for 2 hours. Not moving, not wanting to do a thing. Nobody tried to approach me. Nobody did anything. Like, it was weird. It was almost like it didn't matter. Like, me being there didn't matter. I don't know if I ruined friendships, or like the one girl's parents really liked me. I'm wondering if that got severed that day because of it, which if it did, then I am genuinely sorry for that. But that should have been an omen for me that the medication was not very good. It wasn't as good as it could have been, or there was a dark side to it, because a couple weeks later I did the exact same thing, hoping for different results, and instead woke up in the ER, told that I had almost killed myself. And I said, that's impossible. I had no desire for that. I had no dreams for it. I was depressed, but I wasn't that kind of depressed, like I didn't want to die. And then he told me this plethora of stuff that I took, and I said, well, when did I do that? So it became this genuine mystery. The point of all this is that the moments where you are at your lowest and at your darkest, it is a test. Depression is extremely real. Anxiety is extremely real. Extremely real. All of this is extremely real. None of this is something that's temporary. Some days it becomes very hard to bear. I'm thankful for 2020 for one thing, and that is that despite all of the craziness and different things that has happened in this year, the worst that I've had to do is make a couple of difficult choices whenever it comes to what I was going to be doing in order to keep myself afloat, for one. Deciding how I was going to handle the fact that the job market here has collapsed. The fact that we are in a year where in true CKN fashion, the year that I committed to retiring, a situation comes up where the best thing for me to do is to come out of retirement, or at least do something involving what I just retired from. I'm thankful that those were the hardest questions I've had to answer this year, because by and large it has been a very stress-free year. It's been, personally, it's been one of the better years that I've had in a long time. I don't know if it's because of setting, or if I'm just getting older. My give a fuck meter is getting lesser and lesser. Or if it's because I was able to shore some things up with some folks over the course of the past couple of years. I was able to remove some negativity from my life, or at another point determine what level of positivity another situation was. I'm going to go vague with that, so just deal with it. I guess what I'm saying is that for right now it is easy to stare down a barrel and wonder what life would be like on the other side. But it won't always be that way. Will there be other nights just like this down the line? No doubt. Will there be another night in my life where I feel like I'm not good enough and think that it's not worth going on? I can guarantee you that there will be. I can guarantee you that there will be. There will be plenty of nights for that. For right now, I'm just happy to be on the cycle that I'm on. Right now, I'm just happy to be in a positive cycle. I am not looking forward to winter. Winter is usually shit for me. It's whenever my brain decides to completely and totally work against me. So we'll see what happens. But I'm positive going into this winter for once. Ink Red, this is just a history, man. Like, I'm not sure when you came in. But yeah, I'm coming back for Viewer Video Mania. So all the videos that you will see in the coming months have been requested by fans through donations and stuff here in Stream. It's a stream activity we've done for the past month or so, my friend. Welcome in. Welcome everybody who is new. Like the Skyline, welcome in as well. I didn't recognize your name from before. I'm just giving a little history of me and talking with someone a bit about, talking to everybody. This is a serious time. This happens from time to time on this stream, and I love it because life isn't all just music. We can say that it is, but we have feelings, we have things that go on, we have things that affect us. It's not something we can help. But there will always be bad nights, but there will also be great nights. There are things that haven't happened yet in my life that I know will certainly serve me well. It's impossible that things stay the same completely all the time, So if I was sitting here, and I'm going to give you a loose-based example. I've oftentimes thought about what would happen if I was sitting in this big house as a single man as opposed to one in a relationship. Because I don't have a lot of friends here. A lot of the folks that I was once extremely friendly with, they have their own lives to worry about. They have their own things that are going on. I'm not a young man anymore. It's not something where going out and hanging out with your friends every single night is a viable option at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, whenever you get older, one of the things that does happen is that a lot of those social calls and social hours get fewer and fewer. That's just natural because, there are other things that take priority. Whether you're a parent and it's the kids, or you are in a relationship and you want to spend time with your significant other, whomever, or that might be. Maybe you have to take care of your parents, or you have to help out with your brother or sister. Maybe there is a charity that you volunteer for that has you on call. Maybe you're, a social worker, whatever it might be. Whatever your job, whatever your situation. It's not the same whenever you're 35 years old as it is whenever you're 21, 20 years old. Job just might be different, might get paid more, whatever. But I think about what it would be like if I sat in this at this house as a single man, and what would happen to me, and I've sort of come to the realization that while I would be fine for a while, I would not last a grand amount of time with any sort of social interaction. It would be one where I would need to start to establish some sort of I would have to establish some sort of connection with the world, and somebody would have to, come to this place and hang out with me for a little bit, or I'd have to go see them, whatever it might be, The cats are great for sociability. It's great to have something to live for, to care for, and all that stuff, but it's really not the same as a human being. It's also not the same to have a big-time hobby like music carry your soul and be the best thing in your life. That'll take you only so far. I can sit here, and I've done this, I could sit here and listen to music for a full month and be the happiest man on the block. During that quarantine I was talking about earlier, where I was ill, I was ill during the first month of the quarantine here in America, or at least here in Pennsylvania. I sat here and I listened to that 1180 playlist of mine for a month straight, and nothing could bring me down. It was great times. I was happy about it. I didn't feel depressed or down or nothing. But there will eventually be a day where that's not enough. There might be a week where that's not enough. We go through cycles as people. We go through cycles as individuals. Some folks, like Maru right there, says, I'm weird, I need loneliness. And that's another great point. We are all very, very different. We're all very, very different people. The thing that you might need and the thing that I might need, they're going to be two completely different things. I could get by on music, cats, sports, a little wrestling every now and again if you want to include that with sports, learning, knowledge, books. Maybe for somebody else they require going out and being with people. Maybe other folks, they need to be alone. They have to have that alone time. I remember there was a friend of mine that described shower time as their name, their name time. You know what I mean? So, like, if their name was Trevor, it'd be Trevor time. And you sometimes need that. You sometimes need that. There are some folks that need that more than others, and there's nothing wrong with that. Some folks just love solitude. I'm not that bad with solitude. I just know that eventually it would drive me crazy. I guess the point of all of this, is that we always hear that there are folks that will miss you if you go, which is true. It is true. But it does kind of convey a bit of selfishness. Sometimes that whole idea can sort of give off a wrong rub or a wrong message. Kind of is saying that, hey, you should stick around for other people. When in reality, you should stick around for yourself. One thing that I've always tried to think to myself and have for a long, long time, and I don't know if it's actually provided me with any sort of actual help in all of these things, like during depressing nights or whatever. It just kind of became a thing that I said. So I expected to hear it. I expected it. I always would say to myself, and I still do from time to time, I gotta wake up tomorrow. I gotta know how this story ends. I gotta know what happens. I gotta know what happens next. Because I don't know. Great example of that is the fact that Cover Killer Nation taking off was not in my plans whatsoever. It was a complete and total surprise, and it almost didn't even happen. I made reviews from 2009 to 2010. The reason why the channel started, it was initially going to be a covers channel. I was going to sing. Very poorly, mind you. So it would have been a terrible covers channel. But I couldn't get around YouTube's copyright at the time. So I started doing album reviews. And it seemed like it was doing all right, you know what I mean? Like it was less than 1,000 subscribers in a year. And then the channel got banned because it got 3 strikes. Because back then there was the 3-strike rule. You know, 3 copyright things, they were all strikes. It's not like it is these days, where if there's a copyright problem, the copyright owner just seizes your video and collects your revenue from it. You know, it was different back then. If you got hit with a copyright strike, that was it. See you later, Thane. You have yourself a good one, man. Whenever that happened, I debated on whether or not I was even going to come back. I didn't think I was going to. I thought that was just going to be it. You know, it was a fun ride for a year, but that was going to be that. But I came back later that year. You know, I came back later that month, should I say. Like within a couple of days, I decided, hey, I might as well come back and do it. That was happening during a really, really sincerely rough point of life, where somebody who I trusted very deeply ended up hurting me in the same way that other people had. So I was very, very betrayed at that point. But, you know, a year later, that was whenever Elud Divinim and Santas came, and, you know, all of a sudden, all of that work and just hanging around and just doing things, you know, the story all of a sudden just took a twist. You know, the story took a twist. I went from being just this dude that made videos for fun whenever he got home from working at a music store to a guy that now had to consider taking his presence on YouTube a little more seriously and provide some good content and provide good stuff for folks. And, you know, now there was this bigger audience coming in, so we had to do some different things. We had to expand things a bit. You know, there were more questions to ask. But they were fun questions. You never know what the script has in store for you tomorrow. You know, folks will tell you, hey, you can't leave tonight. Tomorrow you might win $1 million, or you might meet the love of your life, or you might do this or that. Hey, I'm going to be real with you. I'm not going to bullshit you. Chances are, no. Tomorrow, probably not. The next day, I don't know, maybe. A week from now, sure. Tends to come whenever you least expect it, is what I'm saying. It tends to come whenever you don't expect things whatsoever. It's easy to get into a rut, and that rut can make you feel like this is all that you amount to. This is all you are, the person that you are right now. But I can tell you, tooth and nail, the person who I was 10 years ago is a very, very different person than who I am today on September the 29th of 2020. And the growth and the evolution and everything, I'm very proud. I'm very proud of who I am. So if there's a reason to hang on for yourself, it should be the knowledge that in 10 years' time, you're going to look back on the person that you are right now and say, wow, that's where I came from. You know, that's who I was. That's where I started. And look where I am now. Look at me now. You know, obviously not every single story ends well. I've had a lot of stories within my life cycle not end well. A lot of heartache, heartbreak, a lot of pain. I would certainly not wish my daily, chronic pain on anybody. I would not. It's a very big irritant. It makes me concerned about things such as diet, weight, eventuality of surgery, all things that involve potentially money or a shorter lifespan, stuff like that, you know what I mean? So, I wouldn't wish that on anybody, but I'm still just, I can't believe how far I've come in 10 years, which tells me, who is very, very easily impressed sometimes, that the things that some of you will be doing, in fact, all of you will be doing 10 years from now. Will you still be here watching me stream? Probably not. You probably won't be. You'll be out there in your life doing big things with the people that you love. Either that or relaxing with the things that you enjoy, or the animals or people that you care about, This right here, this is the present. This is all that we have. The future is something that's unknown. But since the future is unknown, we might as well make that the present. That way we can figure out what the hell happens. Mary, that's okay. You take care of that problem. We'll try again on Saturday or something. Just be careful with those things, okay? If it's easier to use, it might be easier for you to use like a PayPal account if you have one. That's why I have that link up there as an option also. But thank you for the thought, means a lot. I do appreciate that. So, sometimes we don't know what our true purpose in this world is meant to be until a lot further on. I still don't fully know if this is my purpose, you know? Like, I still don't totally know what my purpose is, you know? Am I meant to be doing this until I'm 40? Whenever I'm 40, will I have a sudden career change? Will I all of a sudden become a lumberjack or an author or a lumberjack that, you know, then makes book pages? You know, like, am I going to be a physicist or an astronaut? Probably not. I don't have the intelligence for it. But will I be working, maybe I'll be working as an accountant for something for NASA or for someone that important? Maybe. I don't know. Will I be in a band? Could be. It could happen. Will I have stuff on Spotify, be loved around the world? I doubt it. Could it happen, though? I had to stick around to find out. I got to stick around to find out. You know what I'm saying? That's the big thing. That's the thing that I would tell a lot of folks. Yeah, there's going to be really, really hard nights ahead if you do stick around, but you should. You know, I'm glad that September night back in 2008 was not the end. I'm glad that I didn't succumb to the very, very black. If you guys want a spoiler alert for what death will be like, if you want a spoiler alert for what death will be like, I got it for you. It's going to be very dark. Pretty boring. If you're expecting to see all your loved ones, if you're expecting to see this grand, bold vision of heaven or hell, forget about it. You know, hold on to the illusion, but it's not real. It's going to be very dark. There isn't going to be much to hear. There's not going to be much to see. It's just black. That's it. Because once it's done, it's done. And you might think no more pain. You might think no more this. You might think no more that. But you know what? We think so often in the negative. We forget so often the positive things we have going for us. Either that or the positive things we acknowledge are never good enough for us. We need to be both desiring to do more with our lives or be better, but also be fiercely appreciative of what we've got. Do you have your health? Do you have a roof? Do you have someone that loves you? Whether it's family or friends. It might not be the exact thing that you want, but do you have something? Because if you do, then you are somebody who has something. You know? I don't like to use the word blessed. I really don't. Because I hate the illusion that it draws. Because usually that goes hand in foot with Christianity. And they oftentimes get sort of that pass. You know? But it's a good term. It's a good term. We are all in a unique situation that is personable to only us. And so long as we have something, we should hold on to that. We should use that as motivation. You know? Even if it's something small. Man, in 60 days, I could get a raise at work. That's whenever I'm supposed to get it. I'm going to be making this much if I stick around for that. Might not seem like much. Your next thought might be, well, capitalism will just take that in taxes, or the day that I get my raise, the price of milk will go up by 30 cents and completely negate it. Why are you thinking like that? Who cares? You get a raise because you worked hard and you're being acknowledged for it. Should you get more of a raise than what you're probably going to get? Yeah, probably. Yeah, the way we handle things in this country, pretty fucked up. Easy to kind of look at that situation and say, bleh, that doesn't mean much. But hey, it's meant to be an accomplishment. It's meant to be something that makes you feel a little bit better. Maybe the raise is $3. Now that makes things look a little bit better. Or maybe you say, you look down at tickets that you have. Now obviously in this day and age, the whole tickets analogy is kind of bad. But let's say that we have bolted past COVID. It's 2021. It's a brand new frontier, and our alien overlords have said to us, you may now go to shows. You got tickets in your hand. That show is 4 months from now. You got something. If I was depressed right now, I'm going to tell you what my cure would be. My cure is as follows. 3 things that I have in my future, in my view, that I know are happening. First one, I'm going to experience Thanksgiving and Christmas with my family, which is very, very important to me since they are starting to get up in age. Number 2, I will be working once again at the tax office next year, and they might be going independent. So I might be able to help with that, to help them establish and break away from the convention, do things for them on their own, and be rewarded for it better than I could have been had we remained under the brand name. Might not happen, but it's something to look forward to. And plus, I like doing taxes. I like what I do. And 3, I know that next February, at some point, or maybe early March, whatever it is, I will be going to Florida for at least a week. And I might be going down during Daytona 500 season. I might not be. Either way, during the middle of winter, during the middle of the PA winter, I'm going to hopefully experience warmer weather than I experienced whenever I was down there this year. There was only like one day where it was warm. Hey, we need to play Waking Every God by Pain of Salvation. There we go. But I'm going to tell you, I got to know where the story's going. I got to know. I got to know what the ending is. I got to see it through. There's going to be pain, there's going to be suffering, there's going to be a lot of bad, but there's also going to be a lot of good. Whenever I was young, I used to think negative quite a bit. I would always sit there and say, you know what, this is all bad. I never stopped to think to myself, you're going to have a college degree. You're going to be able to go to school. You're going to be able to do this. You're going to be able to do that. You have a roof. You have parents that care. You have friends. It's not so much to try to compare your life with somebody else by saying, man, dude, it could be so much worse. That's a horrible thing to say to somebody with depression. As true as it might sound, it's a horrible thing to say. Because what that does is that just triggers their depression further by making them think, yeah, I'm sitting here complaining whenever this person over here is impoverished and has no food. You think it's a great wake-up call, but it's not. Because a lot of folks with depression also, they feel so fierce. So, if this stream is bringing anything to anybody, I hope that it does bring a little bit of light, perhaps in a time of absolute darkness. If there's anything that your hobbies should give you is a little bit of light in a time of darkness. If there's a reason why you listen to the music that you love, it's because it brings light in a time of darkness. If you play video games, it's because it brings light in a time of darkness. You get lost in books. You watch television. You go out and you have a craft that you really love. Maybe you love to iron weld, or maybe you love to play baseball, you play a sport, you're a part of an activity, you're on a bowling team, it doesn't matter. If it brings you a little bit of happiness in a time that otherwise feels bleak and dark and hopeless, then there is nothing wrong with engaging in those activities. Give yourself as much light as you can. Give yourself as much light as you can. The world outside does look scary. The world outside does look like there's a major unknown. We don't know what's going to happen beyond November, beyond 2011, beyond 2025. We don't know what's going to happen to Social Security, the planet, the ozone layer, global warming. Who cares? We're here now. You're here now. Seize that light. Do that thing you love. And whenever you look at that screen or listen to that song, you strum that guitar, or you play that sport, you take part in that vocation. If it's something you're good at, feel good that you're good at it. If it's something you're learning, feel excited about what you're going to become, how good you're going to be. You know? And above all, know that every member of this stream, whether they know it or not, I love you, I care for you, I want you to be okay. The folks in this stream, we are a family. It's the reason why this viewership is so small. It's because we are a family, we are tight-knit. And there's a lot of folks out there that they can't do that, but they should. So, we've been there for a lot of other people. We've been there for a lot of other people, and we're going to be there for you too. We're going to be there for you as well. So. Waking Every God, ladies and gentlemen. I love this song. The song's incredible. This whole entire album. Oh my God. One of my biggest regrets in life is the person who sent me this album all the way from Greece is no longer in my life, and that is a damned shame. Because that young lady deserves a huge hug. But if you don't mind, I'm going to play one final song before we depart tonight. I hope that that's okay with you all. That's true, Meat Mud. But you know what? Here's the thing. I will say one other thing to go along with that. Complaining is one thing. If it's a thought that you have right now, it's a thing that remembering those other things, you're going to think to yourself, you know what, that's true. I have a lot of great things. But I also feel a little down about stuff. Because you're not, the thing that you're not down about, you're not down about the fact that people don't have that, or that you do, or, that's not what it is. What you're down about is something completely different. You just want someone to listen to you, is what it is. You need someone to listen. Especially if you're somebody who has given that time to someone else. You guys know, a lot of you know about my tech department. She did not have a very, very good time for about 6 months or so. She and I talked almost nightly. And I can, things aren't great now. It's not like it was a complete and utter turnaround, but I just talked with her for, a couple nights ago for the first time in weeks. And she sounded so much better and so much different. It's so great. Sometimes we just want somebody to give that level of effort that we give to them. And sometimes you want to be the one who receives the speech. But sometimes you also want to be the one who just has someone who can listen to the speech. So, brother, man, we are here for each and every one of one another. And I haven't talked with this individual for 15 years, maybe even longer than that, but very, very important person in my life, whose last name I never figured out how to pronounce. I'm going to prove this to you. if I can. I hope that I can. That is the wrong notebook. That is the right notebook, I believe. Nope. Book of business plans and other shenanigans. Shit. Give me just a moment. This is going to be a little... Oh, this is going to be a little emotional, I feel. I can already sort of feel it welling up. Yep. There it is. Despite the fact that this was never used for that purpose, I find it hysterical that this has grade 5 on it and my name. Probably couldn't see it very well because of the coloring, which was horrible. So, for those of you who are wondering, that would make that about, 95. So that right there, this is 25 years old. This might be older than some of you. It's only right for me to get the actual album to show. It is only right to do the full scale. Oh man. First I gotta figure out where on this damn thing it is. I haven't executed all of my plans yet with sweet Charlotte here and her friend. Unfortunately, in buying that chair that you see, buying that CD shelf is out of the question. Okay, that's overkill. Son of a gun. I don't fully recommend what I'm doing. By the way, it's not very good for my back. God, it sucks. Kind of sucks. Where the hell did that thing go? I had such a time finding it whenever I wanted to post about it on social media. And now I'm struggling to find it again. This thing is just right in front of my face. Anyway, so here we go. This thing survived a trip from Greece. This right here. I started college in 2002. Went to college in the middle of West Virginia. This was actually released in 2002, so this was brand new at the time. I had given this individual my address because we were going to trade letters while I was away at school because I was not going to be at home or anything like that. I wasn't going to have any of my friends there and stuff, so she didn't want me to be lonely. And we had talked about this album whenever it came out. And she was supposed to rip me a copy of it. Instead, she sent me her copy. So this is hers. I will always have a piece of her. Amazingly enough. This is how I feel about people, by the way. Even if they're not somebody who, I'm in a relationship with. They're just friends or people that were very important to me. I feel very, very much. And also included a absolutely lovely letter. I didn't save the box. Back then I was not saving boxes like I sometimes do now. If you wonder why I save boxes for things, it's usually because the folks, the person who sent it had something on the box. Like my tech department likes to address herself as tech department or puts like a little cat or something on it, so I like keeping those because those are cool. And plus they're handy for whenever you want to store things. But she sent a beautiful letter and also a Shakespearean sonnet, wrote out by hand, beautiful handwriting, directly from Greece, Thessaloniki. I'm not even sure if I said that right. I might have just completely slaughtered that, but we remained close until 2005. We did have a couple of arguments because whenever I first got down there, my second semester, my spring 2003 semester was rough. I was there was a death in the family. There was a lot of conflict going on at home, a lot of conflict in the relationship at the point, etc. But at any rate, even though we haven't talked for 15 years, I still have this CD. I will never get rid of this CD unless I die. And even then, if my kids get rid of this CD, it'll be okay, because I won't be alive to tell them not to. Do I have kids? No. So that's also something I don't have to worry about. So anyhow, I'll probably never talk to this person again. I don't even know how to track them down. I don't know where they're at. I don't know if they're alive or dead. I hope that they're alive. I hope that she's doing well. I hope that she's married and having the life that she always dreamed of. But in that letter, which I just put away, she wrote, "It is time for me to leave. Please think of me when you hear this heart of mine on your new CD, exactly like me now." This letter is actually just passed up its 18-year anniversary. This was written in September of 2002. So as a result, here we go. That's exactly what we're going to listen to. This Heart of Mine, I pledge. This is going to be the last track of the stream today. I want to thank everybody for coming out. We've had a lot of new faces. And this one got pretty heavy within the last hour or so, but I'm happy as hell for all of you to join in and be a part of this. You guys are all awesome. Hopefully you'll come back. Our next stream is going to be Saturday afternoon. But for now, enjoy This Heart of Mine, I Pledge by Pain of Salvation. I dedicate this to Aphrodite, a friend of mine long gone. Hopefully still okay. Hopefully this reaches her in the ether somehow through ESP or ESPN, I don't know. And maybe, just maybe, for a minute tonight she'll smile and not know why. Oh, Mario, I understand. I figured that if we were going to have difficulty with sending albums your way from contests and stuff, in reciprocity, it was going to be just as bad the other direction. Though I am glad that we've shared a couple of emails and been able to, talk obviously in these streams. I think that's great. I'm in Pennsylvania. I'm in PA, dude. Been here for most of my life. Long time ago I said I always wanted to get out. These days, if I did, I don't know what I'd do first. Like, I don't know what I would do in a new place, you know what I mean? Like, probably what I'm doing right now, hanging around, listening to a shit ton of music. Everybody would say, man, you need to go out there, you need to go to a bar. I don't drink. Okay, well, you need to go to, like, a club. I don't drink and don't want to get in the way of really, really weird 23-year-old bitches that like Cardi B. Like, I don't know what I would even do for fun. What I'm doing right now, listening to tunes, that's fun to me. This is my fun. Telling stories to people. Being real with folks. I don't need to be the center of attention. I don't want to be the center of attention. But I want to at least be acknowledged. That's the thing, I had a friend that wouldn't do that, so out they went. I have a friend that does that, so closer they come, you know. Demlick, oh my gosh, Nespith, what an album, what a freaking album. Area Love Ohms, good. Northeast Ohio, not too far, nice. That's around the area where my tech department's from. She's from Ohio, so I could go up there. I try to get up there at least once a year. Quarantine is going to probably kill that. I'm Southwest PA. I'll tell you how I quit drinking. It became a necessity because of medication I'm on. It became a necessity. If I took my medication as normal and I drank, it made me feel like my head was going to physically remove itself from my neck. So I had no choice. Oh, really? Oh my gosh, I apologize that I missed that, Josh, but yeah, that's an awesome album, Josh. If Christian was in here, man, I feel bad that I missed that because I was going on my tangent there, but hopefully they come back in. This personal nights like that, anytime you just see something like that, that takes over. You know, that's an awesome opportunity, and I'm really cool. You know, I'm really grateful that that happened. But when one of us is hurting and one of us needs that talk, that needs to happen. That needs to take effect. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm near Pittsburgh. I'm south of Pittsburgh. That's why I'm a big Steeler fan. I always find it funny because my tech department, she's not a sports person, but just thinks Baker Mayfield is cute, which is adorable. But not in like a, I want him as my husband way, but in a, I want to pinch his cheeks like an old grandma way, which makes it all the better. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate all of you. What happened to her? Oh my gosh. That's a lot of that's private info, man. So I wouldn't get into that very deeply on here. It's not, you know, a respectful thing to do. But enough where it required a lot of time. You know, it's one of those things where you want to sit and talk with somebody night in and night out because you want to make sure that they remain okay. I know with you, me, it's mainly you and your bro. You guys like to go out and hang, which I respect. I do have some jealousy for those of you with siblings. You know, I shouldn't just say it's brothers and sisters, with siblings, because I'm an only child. But anyway, I'm out for tonight, folks. I appreciate you all for coming by and hanging out for a bit. We had a really nice turnout and a lot of new folks. I don't know if that's maybe because this YouTube studio is now different. Like the classic streaming is no longer available. Maybe it is. And if that's the case, then hey, YouTube's done something right. Who'd have fucking thought? Our next stream's going to be Saturday. It'll probably start around 2 o'clock. So we usually start a little earlier on Saturdays and run a little longer. Hopefully that continues to happen. We'll continue on our quest of 40 videos funded or 50 videos funded, or if Metal Douche Mike had his way, 100 videos funded. Someone's going to have to go to an ATM in order to get that to happen. But we'll talk to you then. Thanks again for stopping out. I'll talk to you next time. Be good to each other. Care for one another. And care for yourselves. I'm never far. Take care, everyone.